Hi, and welcome back to the It's Hard to Explain podcast. I am with your hosts, Jake, Kaegan, and Ethan.
Hello.
Hi.
Was
Adam is not here today, so in his place is Kayla.
He's fixing his
Hi.
shattered marriage.
You might remember Kayla from our 6th episode, our second media episode when Ethan was gone.
I was the annoying bitch talking.
She was,
I
but
was-
she's back
I
to
was
annoy us again.
exposed to COVID then?
Yeah.
So
But
I'm
he's
good now.
Yeah, he died, but he's better now.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I died, but I came back.
So this episode is going to be Fallout related because Fallout's getting a lot of buzz recently. Through the new TV show, so people are watching that and going back and,
And the
playing
games
the games.
have a sudden influx of like 5 million players just in Europe. So
Yeah, they watch the show and they're like, dude, I got it. It was the same thing with
gotta
us.
get a taste of this nuclear Americana.
I mean, it was the same thing with Cyberpunk. Edge Runners got really popular, and Cyberpunk received a spike in players because of it. Because it was just a good adaptation of them, of the
Material.
IP. Yeah.
So Kagan, tell us a bit about the shit show that was yesterday.
So yesterday we were recording, and we had gotten about 30 minutes in, and it was going good. And I'm saying this. I'm not putting any blame, but I'm going to say what happened is Kayla sat on the cord that was hooked up to the audio device.
Recorder.
And I apologize.
It's okay. It's
Really.
okay.
It's
And
okay.
it unplugged it, and we don't think it saved any of it. So we have to start over, and we're just like, fuck it. We'll try it again tomorrow. So that's
Yeah.
what we're doing today. And once again, we're not upset. We're just
We've got a
I'm
better
still
setup
sorry.
going too.
I'm upset. I'm furious.
I'm sorry.
Because
I'm
it was
sorry.
mainly my fault because it was plugged into the wall through a cable, and that's so we don't have to use batteries.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that the batteries were completely dead that were in the recorder, so whenever the thing got unplugged, it died and
I mean,
no
you can
backup.
always just hit me with that magic missile. And
This
it'll make
thing-
you feel better.
this thing
Pistol.
fucking chews through batteries.
It
Dude.
really does.
I've noticed that.
But we're trying again, and it's going to be better this time.
Let's hope so.
So it's going to be a lot of Kagan and Ethan talking because they know a lot about Fallout, but Kayla and I don't know really anything about Fallout. I just got interested in Fallout recently because of these two. Haven't watched the show, just started Fallout 4. Not too deep into that yet.
Best one in my opinion.
So it's mainly going to be a lot of Ethan and Kagan talking.
And I've only seen bits and pieces of the show, and then I've only started playing the games.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
education, guys. Educate us, non-educated people.
Fallout is a fluent autistic fixation of mine, so I will be
It's a futuristic.
a lore master.
It's a futuristic wasteland apocalypse game that's fun as shit. Full of.
radioactive mutants.
Before we continue,
And
Kayla,
remnants of the old
you
world.
got to get a little closer to your mic.
Oh.
Just a little
Okay,
bit.
is this better?
It is better.
Okay,
It is
I
better.
apologize.
It's okay. So
What's
I
it
guess we
called?
can start with why you guys are so fucking infatuated with Fallout. What's so cool about it?
I don't know.
question.
My cousin got me Fallout 4 for Christmas one year. I got hooked on that. No. Fallout 3 was my first Fallout game. He brought it over. He let me borrow it. That's what happened. And then he got me Fallout 4 for Christmas, and I was hooked on that too. I have well over 100 playthroughs in Fallout 4.
Damn.
Yeah, I've beat Fallout 4 more times than I can fucking count. Same thing with Skyrim. But how I got introduced to Fallout was ESO, that YouTuber.
Yeah.
I watched him make he's a YouTuber that makes
Lore
Fallout
videos
Skyrim
and-
content and how to get items and
Yeah,
Easter
yeah.
eggs. Yeah.
I saw him talking about the shish kebab in Fallout New Vegas, and I'm like, damn, that weapon looks really cool. I got to get this game.
I didn't really like the shish kebab.
I just think it's a cool concept. The
I didn't
flaming
like all the
katana.
gas tubes and
I think if-
valves on it.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
a flaming katana's cool.
I just think
but
a katana that was on fire would be fine with me.
But I saw it and I was like, ooh, I got to try this. And I played New Vegas and I was like, man, I don't really like this very much.
yeah.
And, as I got older, I played some more of it and I could recognize that it's got a good story and everything, but it's so fucking dated gameplay wise.
Fallout
And
3,
Fallout New Vegas.
New Vegas.
That is actually the first Fallout game that I played, and I spent like an hour in the character creator and then like 20 minutes in the actual game and never touched it again.
It's just, for me, New Vegas just feels too slow. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really slow start.
And I played 4 and I was like, wow, this is a lot better. It still, looks terrible because it's a Bethesda game and they aren't really known for their graphics.
I'm hoping they overhaul with Fallout 5.
You're asking.
Desperately need that to happen.
You're asking way
Wait,
too
are
much,
we-
Ethan.
Are we making a new Fallout game? Like, is this in development?
Todd Howard, is he the CEO of Bethesda?
I think
he
he's the
is.
game director.
Okay,
Game
yeah.
director. Okay. The game director, Todd Howard, has confirmed that they are working on Fallout 5. However, it is a ways out. It's probably going to be released in the mid 2030s.
I think their next game is
After
Elder
Elder
Does
Scrolls
it
Scrolls
take
6.
this long to make a video
It
game?
really
Yes.
shouldn't.
It took them 7 years to make Fallout 4.
And
Why?
video game
and
development
it
takes
came
a
out
long
a
time.
wonderful buggy mess.
How long did The Last of Us take to make? Do we know?
The first one,
The first one and the second one. I am just curious.
I will get back to you on that.
So I think one reason, I imagine open world games take a lot more time to develop than games like that, because Last of Us is a very linear game. It's not like open world.
You have 3 years of development for that one.
It's
Okay, so why 3 years and 7 years?
It just takes it depends on the game. Sometimes games go through development hell. I mean,
but also the Fallout games have big maps.
Yeah.
That I mean they're
Each
incredibly-
map has been significantly bigger than the last.
So they gotta go in and put every like grass and plants and rocks and people
Yeah,
locations.
you got to add like storytelling environments and all that.
in the
dialogue options, character
Yeah.
models,
You gotta
item
have
models.
you gotta have a teddy bear with sunglasses, smoking a cigar, reading a book on the toilet.
You gotta
That's
have that.
with
Beg
some
pardon,
drugs.
is
That's the
this
thing
in the game?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
so one
It's
thing
just
I love
little
about,
bitty storytelling elements in the world. that
if you
just
play
randomly
Fallout
find.
4, there's skeletons scattered throughout the wasteland. Just doing some. There's one skeleton sitting on a toilet in a stall full of plungers.
yeah,
I think that one's funny. There's one where a skeleton's choking another one.
I
and-
ran into one that was full of mannequins.
oh yeah, I hate that one.
The stalls.
Yeah, I ran
There
into
was a
one.
mannequin head in the toilet, and then there were just two mannequins standing side by side, staring at the toilet. It was very creepy.
So,
There's-
fun fact, now that I'm thinking about this, so I just remembered you asked if we can have a mannequin. The answer is no. Because I'm afraid of clowns and mannequins a little bit.
Yeah,
They-
Markiplier.
There's an uncanniness to them, but
Really?
one of the
Just a
locations
tiny
I
bit,
find
man.
kind of creepy is there's a ship full of mannequins that's underwater.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's up by
Are we talking about underwater?
the
ocean?
lighthouse, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're in Fallout 4. I think it's in Far Harbor or one of them. There's like a boat underwater full
it's-
of mannequins.
It's in Boston, but it's real close to the Far Harbor.
And then
spot.
there's another one where there's a machete and is it a bathtub or a baby bed?
Oh.
And there's a bunch of mannequins surrounding it.
It's a baby bed.
Yeah,
It's a little
there's
weird.
there's just a bunch of weird aspects like that. Fallout's just full of weird and kooky
Yeah,
shit.
it's
Now-
got very paranormal reference, like a
I-
lot of paranormal references in there
I
too.
love the setting though, especially of 4. I don't know if the setting's like that in all of them, but I just like the world of
Yeah.
Fallout. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You're a wastelander. It's fucking cool.
Now, I am going to say I was not a fan of Fallout 4. I only got like maybe what? 5,
You
10 minutes
lack
into it?
patience.
Oh,
That's
I
why.
do, and that is my problem. You should have saw me this morning on Baldur's Gate.
You already
'cause I was ready to punch that TV.
You've already
that
stated
is sitting behind you.
that if you're not good at something right away, you give up on it, and that's a terrible
No, you
mindset
can't.
I
to
don't
have.
necessarily give up. I just get frustrated to leave it alone for about a month or two, and
But-
I pick
but-
it back up.
I also understand I also understand not vibing with a game because, Kaegan, everybody has, preferences of what they want to play. You don't like you traditionally don't like top-down games or
Baldur's Gate is the exception to
Yeah,
that because it's top down, but not all the time.
see it just depends on the game and the person. So
I'm
Um,
very picky on games. So, like, I started out with Plague Tale. I asked, okay, what can I find similar to this? Jake, our good sir over here,
Yeah.
bless him, brought me The Last of Us. Now
It's
I'm on
very
Baldur's
similar
Gate,
in
so I'm
combat.
exploring. I'm just very picky.
she's in the Gauntlet of Shar right now, and that place I fucking hated that entire area.
yeah,
I'm still a little mad that we have to go through all those doors. Like,
I
we
fucking
shouldn't-
hated the puzzles in that level.
Did you have to do it?
Kaegan and I did, yeah.
I hate
Did you
puzzles.
struggle?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
'cause
think
I'm
we looked up a
struggling.
video.
Jake, there's a shortcut to one of them, and it's the
Yeah.
first one you have to sneak by all the dudes.
Did Shark tell you?
No, I
Okay.
I figured this out helping Kayla. There's the 3 entrances. The one farthest to the right.
Mm-hmm.
If you crouch and go down, there's a button on the wall that opens a wall that just takes you
Ooh.
right to the exit. I was like, damn.
Oh, also,
Wish I would have known this the first time.
Yeah.
if you did not know, the Faith Leap game, or the trial, the tile that is in front of you before you go, that is your map.
You know the one, the fake
Kaegan
leap
didn't
one,
know.
where it's
I
like
think so. Yeah.
it's like the you have to walk on the invisible trail, and if you move, you die. Yeah, apparently, right by like the entrance, there's a fucking map to where you're supposed to walk. And me and Jake were just kind of like, we gotta watch a video on this shit. Jesus.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I
we were struggling.
I tried looking at the video because Kaegan was like, I don't fucking know. And I was like, well, that's no help. Trying to keep the language down. Anyway, I looked it up and I was like, okay, I need a physical map. Write it down for me. And it's like, oh, hey, it's on the tile. I was like, oh, I'll just look at that. So I did.
Kayla's the kind of person that she'd rather read a instruction manual than watch a video on it.
I am.
Huh?
And it's like,
The manual is going to tell me more than a video is.
no, not really. The
I
video's
can
going to
just-
show you
yeah, I can
exactly
just
how
look
you
at it and be like, okay,
I'm a
yeah.
visual learner, so I have to watch someone do it.
Yeah, that's
I have
anytime.
to read it and figure it out from there.
Yeah, but if you're building something that says, yes, take the spindle bop out, I'm like, what the fuck is that? I don't know what that is. If I watch
But
a
see,
video
the
being like,
manual-
this thing right here, this round fucking weird thing, that's a spindle bop. You just yank that
The
out
manual
and
will
put it in
give
a new
you
one.
picture of
And
whatever
twist the
hell you
dingle
just
door
said.
exactly 78 degrees and then pull.
It's like, thank you, good
Ah,
sir.
yes, this makes so much sense.
Thank you,
Alright,
YouTube
pulling
girl.
it back to Fallout here. Do we want to start with the show or go with the games first?
I guess we can start with the show.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the show, Ethan?
I loved it.
Overall, any
The
critiques?
only complaint I had was about how goofy they portrayed the Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah. They're supposed to be like this brotherhood militaristic group who like collect pre-war, technology to prevent people from.
In Fallout 1, they are a bit cultish. They do seem to worship technology, but Bethesda strayed away from that in Fallout 3. They just turned them into this militaristic private organization that hoards technology and keeps it out of the hands of wastelanders.
Which doesn't make sense because if they're born in the wasteland, they're technically wastelanders too. Like,
Well, they derive from from the United States Army that defected right before the Great War happened because
Yeah.
they figured out the government was using FEV on prisoners of war.
FEV is the forced evolutionary virus,
Yeah.
which turns people into super mutants and just mutations that happen to people in general.
So I guess like before you get further into it, what is the setting of Fallout? Like what's going on? What happened? Generally.
Okay,
Yep.
in the year 2077, on October 7th, I think it's 7th.
I think so.
Yeah, October 7th, 2077, the nuclear bombs drop. Prior to this, the world is suffering from resource shortages in fuel, food, and energy. So the United States decides to annex Canada to get access to Alaska easier and keep their oil reserves in their possession. China does not like this, so they declare war on them and they go to war. They invade Anchorage, Alaska. They make good progress, but then the United States pushes them back, and then they start invading China itself. And China obviously doesn't like that, so they get desperate, and I think they kind of toy with the idea of launching nukes, but in the TV show, they kind of retcon that.
Oh,
I don't want to spoil it because you guys haven't seen it.
it's all right. If you
At
want to
this
spoil
point,
some
you
of
can
it,
spoil it.
yeah.
Are
You're
you
fine.
sure?
Yeah.
just
Okay.
say spoiler warning
In the very last episode, okay, spoiler
Yeah.
warning.
for the
very,
Fallout TV show.
Yeah, in the very last episode, they drop the bomb that Vault-Tec started the nuclear war.
Oh shit.
If you pay attention to the bomb in Megaton in Fallout 3, that's the town that's built
says-
around the
It says
undetonated
property
bomb.
of Vault-Tec.
It's got the Vault-Tec logo on it, which had fans, oh, Vault-Tec started it.
And Vault-Tec is portrayed as being a good organization, right?
It's more just like
Their marketing is, but the corporation itself is
Like-
not.
like-
same with like Robco and
It
West
sounds
Tech
like it's
and
Yeah.
corrupted.
Like in
Yeah.
Fallout 4,
It is very corrupt.
Well, like in Fallout 4, that's where you go, right? You go into the vaults that Vault Tech provides. Right?
Yes.
And you are led to believe, oh, they're saving us. But
Yeah.
whenever you get in there,
The salesman
frozen.
says, "For your service to our country, you have been pre-selected for entry into the local vault."
Now, question.
Wait.
In Fallout 4, when I was playing it, you're frozen, and your husband and your child, they're frozen together, and they take your child.
Lore-wise, Nate is the main character. So
Nate
his
is
wife.
the guy. So yeah, lore wise, you're supposed to play as the guy, but
Yeah.
people like it that you can be who you want.
Yeah.
So they're like, you can play as either or, but lore wise, yes, Nate is the main character.
Yeah.
Now, what happens to the child? Because I didn't.
Since you're not going to play it, and Fallout 4 has been out a long time, so fuck you if you haven't played it.
Darn.
The kid is taken because he has clean DNA to provide a template for this experiment called synths. There's this institute. It's an organization
Called
of
the Institute.
CIT,
yeah.
the College of
Winterhold.
Information technology.
something like that. It's a college in Boston, and these scientists, they built an underground bunker for themselves because they knew the bombs were coming anyway.
A lot of people knew or were like, theorizing that bombs were coming. So a
Yeah.
lot of people made preparations other than Vault Tech.
Yeah,
And that's
they
how
weren't
you get
as
some.
good. Like the Pulowski preservation shelters, the
Yeah.
literal tubes that were sticking up out of
Nuclear-
the
Gordon, did you
Nuclear
just say
protection on a
tubes?
budget.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's called in Fallout 4 scattered throughout there. It's Pulowski, isn't it?
Pulowski preservation
Pulowski.
shelters.
They're like single person Fallout shelters that are just these blue tubes with sliding doors.
Yep, and you have to pay consistently to keep yourself safe.
Okay,
That's
now
fucked.
where is the fucking logic in that?
There's no logic. It
They
was
didn't
just
work.
a money grab.
They didn't work. Like
They were making money off of people's desperation,
yeah.
basically.
There
Not
is no
real,
logic.
obviously.
Obviously, yes.
But to answer your question, Sean, the name of the kid, he ends up growing up and becoming a leader in this institute. And
Becomes a
he
fucking
further
dickhead.
develops this template experiment from his DNA into an actual indistinguishable synth human.
They're basically making synthetic people.
Yeah. They're very radiation resistant. They're not quite robots or human. They
They're
can't
like-
reproduce, and they can't take radiation damage, and they don't need food or water.
So mannequins.
Yeah, if they were
Speaking of-
organic.
There's that one interaction where it's a group of mannequins out in the city, and there's a synth just hiding
Yeah.
among them, just
Yeah.
standing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's creepy. But yeah, they're not. They're literally just synthetic people. They look almost
They're people, but they're not people.
they look indistinguishable
It's
from people.
hard
But
because the tenets to define life is if it's able to reproduce, and synths cannot reproduce.
if you play the
So
game, some of them like have a conscience. They like.
But they have free will and they have drive to do things. It's confusing because if you get there's a companion in Fallout 4 called Curie. At first, she's a Miss Handy. She's a nurse, but she wants to be a human. So you play her quests and you get a reputation up, and eventually you're able to help her transfer to a synth body.
Oh shit. Okay.
And she has this immense sex drive. And
Oh,
she
no.
wants to fuck you all the time.
Oh,
Does she?
good
Yeah.
Lord.
If you get high enough in her reputation, she'll
It's 'cause I maxed
sleep
out
with
her-
you all the time. Every time you sleep,
That's how.
she will wake up next to you.
Hey Goober, that's how all the companions are in Fallout. Same
Not
with
dog
Piper.
meat.
Same with.
If you flirt with them.
Dog meat is
Yeah.
different, though.
well,
So
yeah,
is Codsworth. You can't.
You
fuck
cannot
Codsworth,
fuck
can
I
dog
don't
meat.
like Codsworth,
Or
so
Codsworth.
Do
okay,
not stick your cock in
Don't
the dog.
stick your dick
Let me
in the
tell you
mutant
my-
dog.
My
He's
horrible first experience with Cogsworth. I leave the vault after being frozen.
Oh, I understand why she got upset
It-
with this.
And Kaegan says, "Oh yeah, that's Cogsworth." In the beginning, he was like, "Oh hey, your baby's crying. Oh, here's your coffee." I was like, "Oh okay."
Oh,
I mean,
there's
and he
young
doesn't say
Sean. Looks like he
crap
needs
to
a
me.
change.
He just
I
sits
shall
there
attend to young
and
Sean.
looks at me.
Mr. Asshole, I have given him.
Mr. Fuckface.
I have given him all that he needs, but he still refuses to settle down. I think he needs some of that
some of that
paternal affection you're
you
so
seem to be so good at.
Yeah, if
You
you
heard Codsworth. Go
True
do
nerds,
it, honey.
Jake. True nerds.
But I think it's
Yeah.
I think it's funny that
I
certain,
have no life.
certain names you pick,
There's your clip.
Codsworth will say. There's
Really?
certain names that you pick. Yeah, Codsworth will say them, and one of them is fuckface, and he'll call you fuckface.
Will he say Butterfingers?
No,
No.
it's like a list.
He's got 75 predetermined names to say.
I know Eli is one of them because I named my character Elias one time, and he called me Eli.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them. A lot of them are swears. So if you just name your character a
Yeah.
swear, he'll just
They
call you
knew
that.
they knew the players were going to be
They'd be like, Mr. Asshole.
Mr. Fuckface.
Yeah.
Mr. Dickhead.
I would like to ask a very serious question.
Okay.
I've been waiting for this question since yesterday. Give me the details on what a death claw is and where it came from. Everything.
Ooh, boy.
'Cause-
Before you get into that, I know what a death claw is, and I asked the same question to Ethan and Kaegan like 2 weeks ago, and I told them a story about how I started Fallout 4 just recently, and the first time I saw a death claw, I tried to throw hands with it, and it
Oh, is
didn't.
this the one about the power armor?
Yeah, it didn't
okay,
end
I
well.
semi-heard
It's like
that.
one of the
Tell me
first.
that.
It's like one of the first missions you do in Fallout 4, or you can do in Fallout 4, and in that mission you fight a death claw, but you have access to power armor before you fight it. But
Yeah.
I didn't go get the power armor before I started fighting the death claw,
And then you got your ass kicked.
and I got my ass beat.
Gotcha.
And then I went back and got the power armor and then fucked him up.
Did it
so.
throw you?
No, I didn't realize they could throw you or zigzag around your fucking bullets, dude.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
like jump side to side and dodge
Yeah.
your attacks. That's crazy.
They're a lot more maneuverable, but they aren't as sturdy because the ones in New Vegas were like almost unkillable. They were just fucking.
The ones in Fallout 4 are more like dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah. they're-
So, what is a death claw?
It's an pre-war government experiment. They are primarily chameleons, and they were engineered with FEV, forced
Yeah.
evolutionary virus, to be utilized in the armed forces with the war against China.
But it didn't work out so well
Nope.
Why may I ask?
because you essentially turned them into an apex predator.
Yep.
They couldn't nail the part of obedience.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
so
couldn't.
It's like the Dino movie.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
couldn't get the Raptors. Is that what they were
The
called?
Raptors?
The Raptors.
Yeah.
Raptors.
That's exactly how it went.
It just didn't work.
Yeah.
My voice fucking cracked.
The only
I remember if it
there's
was Rapture.
there's only one friendly Deathclaw in Fallout 4.
Oh, for
In-
real?
Yes.
Yes,
Does he have a name?
he can talk too.
Does he have a name?
He does have a name, but he wears a hooded cloak.
Huh.
He's very cool.
Fuck are you
he
talking
helps you.
about?
Is that a mod or is that
No,
an
it's
actual-
real.
The fuck are
Yeah,
you talking
He
about?
helps the chosen one fight the Enclave.
I'm talking about Fallout 4.
Oh,
Yeah.
What game are you talking
In
about?
Fallout
talking about
2.
Fallout
There's
2.
some
There,
confusion
in
going
Fallout
on.
2, there's sentient Deathclaws that can speak. And
Oh
Frank,
yeah, I forgot about them.
it's a vault full of them.
Yeah,
There's a
And it's
vault
in
full.
four?
Of,
No, in 2.
Okay,
Fallout
we're still
2.
talking about 2. Okay, okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Gotcha. No, you're good.
Sorry.
You're good.
In Fallout 2, there's this whole vault, and they've got their own culture. They're their own intelligent species,
That's pretty cool.
dude. But they don't wear any clothes. But it's weird. Anyway, they're eventually wiped out by the Enclave.
and the monster of a man, Frank Horrigan, who is a whole force of nature in
What is
himself.
it that he says?
What do you mean?
Something.
Your
Time
ride
to
is
die.
over. He
Your
goes,
ride is
over,
over,
Muty. Time to
to
die. Basically, Frank Horrigan was a soldier in the Enclave. Sorry,
No, go ahead. Cause
Frank Horrigan was a soldier in the Enclave in Fallout 2
Mm-hmm.
that was real good at his job. He wasn't particularly smart, but he was good at killing.
He was a diehard U.S. Army soldier.
Yeah, and they had him protecting the president, but then he fucked. I don't know what caused it, but he fucked up in a mission.
And Obama was there.
Yeah, he fucked up. He fucked up in a mission, so he got demoted.
you love to say that, don't you?
No, they do. I just
Oh.
want to fucking get him back.
Yeah, Obama was there.
Yeah.
No, and then he gets demoted to like being part of like scouts.
Yeah.
And they find the area where they were producing FEV, and he falls in and becomes mutated. And the Enclave goes, "I've got an idea!"
I've got an idea.
And they basically experiment on him and mutate him, so he literally becomes a 12-foot tall super mutant.
Mm-hmm.
He's so in lore, he's the same size as a super mutant behemoth.
Yep.
Oh.
Except he's not, grotesque and misshaped.
No, he's just a shredded dude
He just
ripped.
built. Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
built, and he has Exo 1 power armor grafted
It's
to his skin.
an experimental.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Grafted?
big
Damn.
power armor set.
Yeah, and he's got a minigun on one arm and a plasma blade on the other. And I'm pretty sure in Fallout 2 he has like 999 health.
Yeah, he's a
That's
boss.
crazy.
He has the highest amount of health in the game, and there's one item you can get that reduces health from 999 to 996.
What a change.
It's a mutated toe. You have to get mutated and grow an extra toe, and then if you get it cut off and keep it, for some reason that lowers his health.
For
But
luck.
he has, if you look at his stats, he has 10 in every stat.
Yep.
And I think that was just to make him more difficult.
Yep.
But they say that fight is probably the hardest one in like any of the Fallout games because he's just a monster of a man.
So, what are y'all's opinion on that?
He's dope.
He is cool. He kills. he
He's
kills one of
dope.
those sentient death claws with a single punch. Like he just goes to that vault.
I think he's the one that wiped out the Enclave vault. Not
He
the
is.
Enclave, the Death Claw vault.
No, he is. Him and his men show up and he kills one with a single punch, and then he just goes, "What do you guys want for lunch?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally it. He's just like, "I'm starved. What do you guys want for lunch?" And then he just leaves. And it's like, damn. But in Fallout 4, there's one friendly Deathclaw, and it's a mission where you retrieve a Deathclaw egg, and you can either bring it to a Mr. Handy in Diamond City, and he'll make it into an omelet, or you bring it to the Mama Deathclaw.
If you give the egg to the Mr. Handy, you get a shitload of caps
Yeah.
because the person that wants the omelet is fucking rich.
So, what happens
So
if you bring
and
it to the
Deathclaw
mom?
is a delicacy.
If you bring it to the mom, she's like on this cliff, and she comes down, and she won't attack you. If you attack her, she'll attack you, but she
Yeah.
won't attack you. Put the egg on her nest, and she'll come over and like bury it, and then she will just leave you alone.
Yep. Which is really cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
She'll
Is
leave
there
you
a
alone.
reason why we bury it? Is that how we incubate?
No. You put it back in its nest.
And then
Oh,
she
okay,
buries
okay,
it.
okay.
She just
Yeah.
kind of
She
covers
puts
it.
dust over it to keep it warm.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
and
makes
but
sense.
you do get from that one. You get the Deathclaw Gauntlet, which is a cool melee weapon. That's just like an arm brace with Deathclaw claws on it. That's just really
pretty
cool.
cool.
I think the one in New Vegas is cooler because it's straight up a Deathclaw hand that you just wear. And I'm like, that's cool.
It's got
The-
Deathclaw glove.
New Vegas Death Claws are a different breed.
But they're
dude.
scary as shit, dude. They look terrifying.
Yeah.
I have
Quarry Junction is no-go zone.
What's your question, Kayla?
my next question. I don't know if this is a real thing, but the glowing one, is that an actual?
The ghouls?
I just
The glowing one is a type of ghoul that
Are
is
you
I
talking
think
about
that's what I'm
the
talking about.
fuck? What's it called?
the beanpole.
No,
It's
the
supposed
green
to-
irradiated hole in Fallout.
The
Fallout
glowing
4.
sea?
The glowing sea.
Are you talking about the glowing sea?
No, it's a
It's a ghoul.
ghoul.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it says it's someone who's absorbed so much radiation.
Yeah, what are ghouls, Ethan and Kagan?
I would love
You can
to get
answer
into
this
that.
one.
So-
'Cause I keep taking over.
Well, no, it's fine.
Hey, it's y'all's
This is the
episode.
most you've talked in an episode, so
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, true.
I mean, that's good.
But
Yeah, it is.
so ghouls are essentially people that have been exposed to so much radiation that there's two stages of it. There's one where they turn into a ghoul, so they're still human, but they're severely deformed. They have like rotting skin. They become infertile. They lose all their hair. Their nose falls off, which is a common thing. But the cool thing about them is they're immune to radiation. They don't need to eat and they don't need to drink anything. They also live forever. So it's like, that's why like the ghoul in Fallout, the TV show, he's over 200 years old because he's just survived for that long and they don't need to eat. But one thing I found weird in the TV show is it showed they have like regeneration abilities.
They do.
Yeah, but like instant regeneration. Like
In the lore, well, used to be, they didn't have regeneration abilities. They just had scar. You know, they were just scar.
yeah.
But it seems like you can just regrow a limb now.
Yeah, well, he didn't regrow his limb. Remember, Lucy bit off his finger, and he just sewed it back on, and then he was just working
Well,
again.
I feel
the
like that should be
one-
illegal.
Squire.
Illegal?
that
Nothing
was-
is legal in the wasteland,
His
Kayla.
Thaddeus.
Yeah, Thaddeus. His foot grew back.
I mean, but it was still there. It was just fucking flattened.
Then why didn't Cooper's finger grow back? The plot thickens.
Oh, I don't think it. I think it regenerates if there's something to regenerate from. Like if there's more finger there to regenerate, because he still had most of his foot. It was just literally flattened like a fucking pancake. but Cooper straight up had his finger was gone. Like there was no finger there. But like
Maybe
once he
you're right.
sewed it back on, it regenerated and it healed.
What's
But
the name of that stabby health pack?
a stim pack?
Stim pack.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That's how you heal in the games.
Yep.
Yeah. But
Do those work on him?
A ghoul?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
That's a good question.
That is a good question. I don't know.
In the games, ghouls do use stim packs.
Yeah, but I think also in lore, ghouls heal from radiation. I think that's
Yes.
so.
So we have two possible means of healing here.
Yes, but the second type of ghoul, I'm gonna get back to the ghoul topic because I felt like I was losing my train of thought. So the second type of ghoul are feral ghouls, which essentially their brain, like the rest of their body, has pretty much melted and
Literally.
they've essentially turned into a zombie. Literally, just a zombie.
They run at you too. They're scary.
I hate ghouls.
If they bite you, you don't get
Feral
infected by
ghouls.
them, but like they essentially just become a zombie that can't infect you. They just
Yeah.
deal radiation damage if they hit you.
Yeah.
And they usually travel in packs, so it's kind of gross and scary.
Sometimes they travel in hordes.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
you'll-
literally act like zombies.
yeah.
yeah, they eat corpses and all this stuff. They shamble around,
Mm.
but it's literally just ghouls that just keep exposing themselves to radiation. I think, but doesn't make sense because if they're immune to it, then
They're not immune
they're just
to
highly
the
resistant.
changes. They're
They're-
just immune to the negative effects.
Yeah.
So, like, bleeding out of every orifice of your body, that doesn't happen to
Sounds
them.
fun.
Yeah.
It may have happened in the beginning when they were turning into a ghoul, but
Yeah, but it's essentially they're just irradiated people that turn into monsters. They
but you
become
have to have a specific
ghouls.
genetic
makeup.
type
Yeah,
to
makeup,
turn into a ghoul.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be special.
literally
To turn into a ghoul because
Yeah.
most people die of the radiation.
of
Yeah.
cancer.
Yeah.
And
And
tumors.
usually there's not a lot of pre-war ghouls because they eventually go feral.
Mm.
Yeah. Cooper's one of the rare ones who just in the show, I don't know what it's called, but they have like this medicine that they like.
It's
Put-
new. This
they-
has never been in the game before.
It's like a medicine they put into like an inhaler, and they do that, and it like wards off the turning feral process.
That's gonna be a plot point in like the second season.
Yeah.
Or
well, it's
third
already
season or whatever.
become one in the first season.
Oh,
he
really?
he runs out and he like passes out because of it.
yeah.
Like he starts coughing a bunch and he
starts
passes
suffering
out.
from withdrawal because he has to have it constantly.
That reminds me of the Maze Runner books. They're called Cranks, I think. It's like a zombie virus.
Yeah,
I remember
the scorch virus.
Yeah, I remember Newt held it off for so long, and then he turned into one of the Cranks and tried to kill
No.
Thomas, and Thomas had to kill him. It's
Yeah.
gonna be like that in the show. I'm calling it.
I don't think they're gonna kill off him.
I don't
think they
they'll-
will
I don't think they
later.
will. I think he
Later.
will sacrifice himself to
Maybe.
prevent it from happening.
True.
That or he just kind of he does turn.
I guarantee you he will find his daughter or his wife, and then he will end up going feral, and then he'll sacrifice himself somehow to prevent it from happening.
With the last little bit of humanity that he has.
Yeah.
We are talking about Cowboy Dude, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cowboy,
Howard Cooper.
Walton Goggins' character.
I call him Cowboy Dude.
He's a great character. He's probably the best character in the show.
Did you say
He
Howard
seems-
Cooper?
What's his name? isn't
Cooper Howard. I think.
Cooper Howard.
it? Cooper Howard. You
Yeah.
sure?
yeah,
Yeah.
because it says that in the beginning because we had the what's it called, subtitles.
Yeah.
We had those on. It said Cooper Howard because this guy was talking to this lady and she was just trying to take pictures.
One thing.
I've keep seeing clips of Walton Goggins talking about like his transformation.
Yeah.
for
I
that
do too.
character.
So one thing they reveal in the show is that Cooper Howard is Vault Boy. Like he's the inspiration for Vault Boy.
Yep.
So like he was a big Hollywood
He
celebrity.
created the thumbs up, the Vault Boy you see.
What is the story behind the
typically-
Vault Boy?
It's just their mascot. I mean,
Yeah, but why is it based off of Cooper Howard?
so what they did was Cooper Howard in the show was a big Hollywood celebrity at the time, and Vault Tech was like, "Hey, you're a celebrity. Will you endorse Vault Tech?" And he was like, and his
Yeah,
wife,
sure, why
his
not?
wife works for Vault Tech, so he was
Oh,
like,
okay.
"Okay." So he does, and he's doing a bunch of in the vault suit, he's doing a bunch of stuff, and he goes like, "Can I like do like this?" And they're like, "Yeah," and he just does
Thumbs
that.
up.
And
That's
I
kinda
think
cool.
the classic.
and I
Yeah.
think they adapt it, but Cooper has like brown hair
Mm-hmm.
and Vault Boy's blonde hair, so I think they changed the hair color to match the color scheme of blue and yellow,
Yeah.
so it fits just
Okay.
more with the
Yeah.
way it works. And I thought that was cool. It's like so
Yeah.
he's essentially the origin of Vault Boy.
He is Vault Boy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is such an iconic
He's
character,
also
by
a-
the way.
I
Badass
have
character.
a question.
Yeah.
So
Can we talk about what's it called, a Pip Boy?
yes.
Pip Boy?
Oh, here's Ethan.
I love the
That
Pit Boy.
smile,
And there's-
that
okay,
deep
it's like-
So
inhale.
before you get into that, Ethan, you told me recently that you bought
I
a
did.
fucking Pit Boy.
I bought one of the replicas off of the new show.
Do you know
Does
what's
it
going to
work?
be here?
It says it shipped, but I can't track it, which is confusing.
But this thing
It's
is
a
like
scam.
it has an LCD screen, right? You can flip through it.
It's like they ripped it
Yeah,
right out
yeah,
of the game,
yeah.
minus the pocket dimension. But
Yeah.
That you can pull weapons out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, any item or weapon or anything you get in the game, it just goes into the Pit Boy, and you can access it from
It's
the
like
Pit Boy.
you rip a hole in space and time, and you put whatever's in there.
I imagine you just kind of stick your arm in the screen and pull it out. Just
That'd be
kind
kind of cool.
I figured you pull it up, and then the hole shows up, and then you can just take out what you need. But
Also, before you get it more into it, I always thought that those were cumbersome. Like
The
it's
Pit Boys?
they're kind of big on your arm, and
Yes.
also if you fall or it gets cracked or something, it also has different compartments in it too. Like it's got a cord in the back, it's got a little
Yeah.
cassette tape player in the back.
there
or
are
whatever.
different versions, and they vary in sizes. The
Yeah.
Fallout 3 one, by far, is the most compact
yeah.
because
You
it
should have
also
seen.
comes with a glove because it's got a little tuny thing on the glove
So
too.
so what does a Pit Boy look like traditionally?
It's usually just like
You should have seen the Volume 1 Pit Boy that was just like this fucking
It's
big.
it's kind
Oh,
of it's kind
yeah.
of like an iPad on your wrist almost,
yeah, but miniaturized.
but miniature. Yeah.
It's got
Yeah.
a Geiger counter, a radio.
Okay, maybe more like a big ass iPhone on your wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but in the
essentially
form
just-
of a watch.
Yeah.
Essentially just your phone,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but like on your wrist, and it's got Geiger counter, so it does the radiation.
It's got a lot of shit, dude.
Yeah, it's got the radio,
It's got a radio.
Mm-hmm.
a pocket dimension, and you can play little video games on it too.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
that too.
Are
Yeah.
you serious?
What?
Why didn't you just tell me, hey, you can play video games on it? I totally would have been into
You
it.
You
play a
got-
game
have to
in your
find,
game.
You have to find them.
So
in, the Wasteland,
in Fallout 4, you can find little
Oh.
holotapes that are straight up just games that
which
you can
is
play
really
on it.
cool.
Yeah,
I've
I
never
played-
found them.
I played one that was like a old school Donkey Kong,
Yeah.
They have one
Yeah.
that's like Galactica, I think, too.
where the red
Guess-
demon
guess
would
what?
throw.
The Pit Boy that I ordered has all of them.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
You are
And
gonna
It's
bring
got
this
a
to the
working
house,
radio,
right?
too.
I also read that you can
You're
put
gonna
it.
bring it to the house, right?
Fuck yeah.
All right.
I also read that you can put it on like a display thing that it comes with, and then it'll just like show the time,
Mhm.
and
It's got an alarm in it too.
That-
you can
yeah.
literally set it as an alarm.
that's pretty cool.
If
Kagan, the next thing you need to buy.
How much was it?
Is one of those.
It was $200.
Buy it. I condone this.
I can look at the
purchase.
price exactly.
I support your purchase.
You can get 10% off if you buy now.
No, don't.
I don't
Okay.
have the money to spend on that.
Okay, so also the Pit Boy is your means. It's like your game UI pretty much.
Yes.
Is it the pause menu, or is it just your entire inventory with your map?
It's not the pause menu, but it's
Pause
every.
menu, yes.
It's all. It's your inventory, your map, your radio, your quests.
That's kind of
Yeah.
like how you interact with the world,
Yeah.
pretty much,
When
and
we
all
got-
of the shit that you get.
If you dress up as someone from Fallout and you bring your Pit Boy, you got to play I Got Spurs, that jingle.
I-
jingle
dude,
I'm
I will
hoping
say-
it's got some Bluetooth functionality.
I
to
will
it.
say I love the music choice for the Fallout games, especially
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, New Vegas had,
got
in
some
my
good ones.
opinion, the best.
the best ones.
New Vegas had the best soundtrack, in
I
my
feel like
opinion.
Fallout 3 had the slowest songs.
Yeah. But
They weren't
Fallout,
really upbeat. They were just kind of.
But
a
don't you have
slow
different
swing.
radios though? Like on 4, you have classical, and then that other one.
Yeah, there's always a classical in
Radio
Fallout
New
games.
Vegas is still the best one.
Why?
Because the dude on there, he's just great.
The host.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. New Vegas.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
I
is this the
love
guy
you.
that
Yeah.
plays like the same instrument? And he's like, "This is the typical instrument you hear already, but enjoy."
So it just replays. I think. I know
Or
what you're
was
talking
that
about.
in the show?
I think that might just been the show.
I think that was the show.
But-
you talking about the violin guy?
I think so.
Yeah, no, Mr. New Vegas doesn't do all that.
No,
He's like
but-
a radio talk show.
He's a
radio
host.
host, yeah.
Yeah, he talks
He-
about
And
like
then he
He'll talk
says-
about news throughout the wasteland and all that.
But he sounds in 4, the guy that does that. I don't know if we're talking about the same guy. He sounds like he's forced to do it.
no Trevor. That's
Trevor,
just because he's
yeah.
a big pussy.
Okay,
yeah, if you
okay.
do his quest though, he becomes very smooth. With
Oh, okay.
it. He becomes more very competent.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're two different people, but
Yeah.
one of them's like very, very like. Next we got this song playing, and then Mr. New Vegas is like, you might not have heard this today, but someone out there loves you, and that someone is me.
Is me.
I love you.
And then you
I
got
love
Three Dog from Fallout 3 who just howls into the mic. Fight
Yeah.
the good fight. Something like that.
Mr. New Vegas, though, I like his because I just will have that playing, and he'll just talk about the ongoing war between Caesar's Legion and the NCR.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, NCR troops have expanded past their territory,
And then
causing
you've got-
Caesar's Legion to withdraw.
Then you've got the Fallout 76 radio host who I have no idea who it is because I don't listen to the radio in 76.
I forgot that you could
Yeah.
in 76.
It's
Ooh.
not remarkable.
That brings me to another question.
Hmm.
Okay, so we talk about. I say we, it's y'all. I act like I'm one of y'all. I'm not.
One of us.
One of us. You got to actually play Fallout. Once you get
Yeah.
into it, it's so good.
I'm just,
We still
I'm
have to do the
struggling.
D&D.
I'm struggling. Okay, here's my question. Y'all talk about caps. Is that our currency for money?
Yes.
Okay, so how did we get there? Why aren't we using cash or credit cards? Obviously, credit
Because
cards,
caps were so abundant. Nuka-Cola was literally everywhere.
It's like the driving force of the economy.
Yeah.
Nuka-Cola.
Yeah.
but-
And that's
Gotcha.
just like the soda in the
It's
universe.
pretty much
right?
their
Yep.
version of Coke, but like on meth. Like it's
Yeah.
Every time I
it's-
see a bottle in Fallout 4, it's glowing.
It was radioactive before the bombs
that was
fell.
quantum.
There you
though.
go.
Just quantum was radioactive because they actually put isotopes in it.
That's right. Nuka-Cola itself wasn't radioactive.
No, but
quantum,
was
It's, or is
slight.
it Quantum Cola?
Nuka-Cola Quantum. It's the glowing
Okay,
blue
okay.
one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the one I see. Then. Okay, cool.
Honestly, that's my. I just like to collect those.
No, there was a difference.
Quantum is supposed to be rare, though.
I see them all the time.
I do too.
But quantum, they even say as advertising, it's slightly radioactive. It's like that. Wow, what a weird thing to say. Why would you? Why would you
Why
ever
would you
say that?
I just thought of a question I meant to ask earlier. So obviously humans have a lifespan.
Mm-hmm.
The experiments, the vaults,
Mm-hmm.
do those have a lifespan?
Yep.
Okay, and then what about ghouls?
Ghouls can essentially
Ghouls can live forever.
depending on how they play their cards.
Yeah.
And how many vaults were there?
133.
There's
I
a
think.
map now.
I think there's 133.
Let me look it up real quick.
And
If you have another
what,
question, now is a good
Kagan,
time
what
to
are
ask.
vaults?
So vaults.
What'd you say, Ethan?
I said if you have another question, now is a good
I just
time to
asked one.
ask.
I just
Um,
asked one.
Go ahead.
So vaults essentially were they're praised as being safety for when the bombs
They're
drop.
Fallout shelters.
Yes, they're big Fallout shelters that can fit. Was it 1,000 people, Ethan?
They varied in size.
Yeah, but the standard amount of people they could fit was 1,000. That was like the standard.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
they varied in size. And there was, I think, 133, if I'm correct.
So
There was a lot of them.
did these people know what they were going into?
No,
No.
they were going into it with the assumption that they would just live life underground until it
Yeah.
was safe to go to the
They were
surface.
going to survive nuclear war with the modern amenities that they were so used to and
Did
have
they-
no issues.
Did
But
they have a idea of how long they were going to be under there?
they were told,
They were told to wait for the all clear signal,
and
which
for
never
some,
came.
and then so there's some that are control vaults, and those were literally just they let people in and they just lived there. They didn't do anything. They just
Vault 76 is the only control vault I know of.
there were several.
Yeah, there was a handful of them. But
There was
the
several-
only one I know of is 76.
I'm pretty sure one.
No.
101?
101 was an authoritarian experiment.
I forget. There's one
Because the
in.
overseers were always dictators.
Was it 81? The one in 4?
81 is no, it was an experiment. No, 81 is the either the drug one or the mole rat one.
I think it's
Maybe
the
I'm thinking
Mole
of
Rat one.
88.
That sounds a little terrifying.
Vault 88's the DLC one where the overseer is a ghoul.
So
Oh yeah, where you can create your own vault.
Yeah, that one sucked.
Yeah,
you can
but-
create your own vault?
it's not remarkable.
It's they advertise you can create your own vault.
You
It's
really can't.
it's
I
more
mean,
just a big space.
You can, but you can't really do much with it. It's
Oh.
just
Kinda
empty,
there.
and it's not like a vault.
Kind of feels
Gotcha.
tacked on, huh?
Yeah.
And the lighting of the area is not, not
So-
very atmospheric.
What, in y'all's opinion, is the worst experimented vault?
Oh, there's a lot of them.
There's a
I was gonna say-
plethora of
Before
them.
you go into that, though, Ethan mentioned earlier, right, that in every vault there was an experiment, or is that just some?
So there were some control vaults where people were literally just allowed to live there.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
no
control-
experiments were done.
Control
Control vaults
vaults
are just normal vaults
So
for their intended purpose.
okay, all right, and then what are the other ones?
Just experiments.
Just experiments.
They were
Twist
Okay.
different Twisted experiments.
Proceed.
There's one pretty fucked one. It's more psychologically fucked than like actual experimentation. Is they were told that by this AI that was the overseer that they needed to sacrifice one person
Yeah.
Oh.
each year,
Oh.
or else the vault would kill them all.
Oh.
Plot twist. They didn't actually have to.
Yeah. So when it comes down to 4 people, they said we're done killing all these people. We're not going to do this anymore, and they let the timer run out. And the AI says, "Congratulations, you passed the test. You didn't sacrifice anyone." And then the vault doors opened, and the 4 that survived couldn't live with what they did, and they were going to kill themselves. But one kind of pussied out and killed the other 3, and then just left into the wasteland.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so essentially, if they would have said we're not going to do that at the beginning, they would have just lived on and not died or anything.
That is mentally
I'm-
messed up.
I'm looking at the map with all the vaults on it, and there's one vault in Canada.
One vaulting
There's
camp.
one vault in Canada. And remember, Canada was annexed by
Yeah.
the U.S. before the war happened. So Canada was dissolved.
Yeah.
The government was.
Another.
A story in Canada's coming soon.
There's 2 vaults. There's Vault 69, which
Nice.
I'm pretty sure was
Nice.
the one that was just one dude and 999 women.
Oh.
I don't think some of these are canon anymore, but
Yes.
they were at one point.
And then there's one that's
Can you make something uncanon?
Todd Howard can.
because he's
He
the
loves doing that.
he's
Does
the
he really?
executive game director of it.
So
He can
where
say-
have you heard of these? Like, where do you get your information of these different vaults?
just throughout the games and
Oh, it is
Yeah.
in the game.
Yeah, they're
There's-
referenced in different games and all that.
There's one that's it was one woman and 999 men.
That did not went very well.
There was one I think there was one dude, a bunch of women and a fucking panther. Just a panther was just set loose in the vault. They're like, "Okay."
Deal with it.
I know this was canon at one point, but I remember the one about the guy in the puppets.
Yeah.
He was the only one in the vault, and he had a box of puppets.
Did that man go insane?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
very insane.
Yeah.
I would lose my
He killed
mind.
himself.
No, he didn't kill himself.
He didn't?
No, he got out of the vault and he became a serial killer in the wasteland.
Oh my god.
I thought he
Oh,
killed himself.
No,
Yeah, I thought he
That
hung
is
himself.
awful.
he had
That's
there was,
even worse.
there was one puppet that was literally just Vault Boy, and that was the puppet man. That was the crazy. So each puppet had a personality, and puppets started dying in the vault, and he's like, "What's going on?" And then the puppet man, which is the Vault Boy one, and then he breaks out and gets captured by raiders, and he's like, "Look, if y'all don't let me out, the puppet man's gonna show up. He's gonna kill us all." And they're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then he pulls out his hand and it's the Vault Boy puppet, and they all fucking get killed.
That reminds me of that episode of Gravity Falls when Dipper has the puppet and he goes.
I was just thinking about Bluey, the little unicorn. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I
What do you
children.
eat?
He's like, "What's your favorite food?"
Children.
She's like,
Or
"Oh."
coconuts have
Oh.
water in them.
Yeah.
Coconuts have
Coconuts
water in them.
Some of the some of the humor in Fallout it's very hit or miss, but some of it's pretty good.
In the show or in the
Just
Both.
in general.
Oh, okay.
In the show, dude, some of that shit is so stupid, but it was funny. The part
Yeah.
with Maximus where he's like, "Check out these oysters. They're so good. You want to make my cock explode now?" She's like, "What?" And he goes, "Oh, sorry. You mean intercourse?" She's
Intercourse?
Like, she's like,
No.
But-
Well, earlier she had asked him, like, "You want to have sex?"
And he's
Out of
like-
nowhere.
and he's like, "You mean like use my cock?"
I saw that scene. I was like, "Is that actually a thing?"
I don't know what that was about because I thought it was they were being experimented on, but
Yeah.
then it's later revealed that vault that they used to be experimented on, but
Yeah.
they stopped that. That's why some people are mutated and they have like one eye or
or like glowing eyeballs or extra noses out of their
Yeah.
foreheads.
Chris Parnell's in the Fallout show. He's
like
he's
Chris
the
Parnell.
he's the overseer with one eye.
Nice.
He plays Jerry and
Goosey
Jerry and Rick and Morty.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
He,
awesome.
he calls him
Nope.
Goosey.
says Goosey right here.
He's like, "Yep,
It's Lucy.
nope, Goosey." Right here says it. He pulls out that sword, and we are going to have to punish you by letting you go. And then he pulls out a sword and cuts her free, and he's like, "You may want to get that sharpened." He's like, "Now we can't let you go without giving you 2 weeks worth of food." And she's like, "So I can just leave?" And he's like, "Yes." Now get out.
Now get out.
I didn't understand that plot point.
I don't know.
Because beforehand, they were these weird cultists worshiping Moldaver, the witch
Yeah.
mother.
I mean, just because they're in Warspring Earth doesn't mean they're evil. They're
But
just
what
crazy.
was the point of that? What was the significance behind the...
I don't know. Moldaver fucking died in the end, so it's not like it matters.
Yeah.
But
I didn't like Moldaver.
she was opinion. She wasn't a bad guy. She did bad things, but overall, I think her goal was pretty good.
She was developing cold fusion pre-war. Vault-Tec bought her company and halted all development in cold fusion and tried seizing it. This is theoretical past Vault-Tec acquiring her company. Somehow she stayed alive.
Cryogenic stasis, remember? They were all frozen. A lot of them were.
But you don't see her being cryogenically frozen. You see management in 31 being stored.
I'm just assuming that she was.
Yeah. It's, again, in theory.
She's with the Enclave, so.
I don't think she was.
Speaking of Enclave, when y'all are done, I have a question about it.
Okay. I can probably answer that one.
But
Wilzig was with the Enclave.
yes.
But I think she had her own thing going for herself.
Yeah, but
I don't think she was with Vault-Tec or the Enclave.
But Wilzig invented cold fusion, and her whole goal was she wanted to get access to it so it would bring power. It was an unlimited source of power to the wasteland. And yeah, she may have killed everyone in Lucy's vault, or at least
But
a
she
lot
had
of
good
them.
reason to.
Yeah.
Because, again, Vault-Tec started the war.
Yeah. She just wanted, as far as we know, she just wanted to bring, power to the wasteland with a literal unlimited supply of energy.
Why did they start a war for profit or
To eliminate competition
over what?
and eliminate opposing factions.
People
They
who don't
literally
agree.
tell you.
It's people who don't agree with what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Vault-Tec is like the cause of all of it.
And they're so psychotic about it.
Yeah.
The way they go about explaining all these potential experiments and how the vaults were primarily experiments to see which vault would work and if they could implement that for the future.
Well, they also just experimented to see what would happen.
Yeah.
Just like, what would happen if we just let a cougar loose with a bunch of people?
What the fuck do you think would happen?
Either they're going to
it
kill
would
the
eat everyone.
either they're going to
Free
kill
time?
the cougar or the cougar's going to kill them.
You have
Yeah.
free time,
And then it
create
would
a
starve.
religion.
Yeah.
It's not like it's gonna sing "Kumbaya" with it.
Yeah.
Or like there was one vault. There was one vault where the door didn't fully close.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
it closed
yeah.
just enough that they thought it was closed, but not enough that radiation could still get in, and it turned them all into ghouls.
Yep.
Ooh.
And
They
that
all
was
went
intentional.
feral,
That was
too.
intentional.
Oh.
It wasn't a malfunction. It was
Yep.
supposed to happen.
Just to see what the effects of radiation were.
Oh, there's one that turned people into plants and like plant.
That
monsters.
was with
What?
the GEC, the Garden of Eden Creation Kit. It's literally meant to. I don't know if recolonize is the right word.
I think it's supposed to bring life back to a specific area.
Yeah, a literal dead environment.
It could literally bring life back in terms of like plant life, animals, just purification of water. It
Yep.
would literally just fix an area.
It's why it's called the Garden of Eden Creation Kit.
Hell yeah.
because it would specifically target one area and make it just perfect.
If you plant it in a desert, it will turn that desert into a rainforest.
Now, I have a question that goes with this in particular. How did they know what vaults worked? Did they have cameras in there and sat in their little cozy office saying, "Oh, hey"?
This is a theory that has not been answered.
Oh.
They did have connections with management. That's a point in the show, but you don't actually see the vault that has, an overseeing. I don't know the right words
I
for
mean,
this.
I know what you're talking about. I know
But,
what
like,
you mean.
The
Yeah.
over all these
The
other vaults.
main room
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
oversees everything.
Yeah.
I was just curious because, like, how would you know which ones worked and which ones failed to use for next
Did they
time?
have like undercover
I was thinking
vault
that,
dwellers?
or it was
All
kind of
the
just
overseers, every time, all of the overseers were in on the experiments, except for 81.
except for the ones where the people were chosen. Like, remember the lottery one where they were like,
Oh, yeah.
so the overseer is the one that would get killed. So they literally held like elections to see who would not get voted as overseer.
Yeah.
So they would just post slander about this person, be like, this person needs to be overseer because they suck. And it's like, okay. And they would just see whoever was the overseer would get like sacrificed. And that was one of them. And I think after that one, people stopped paying attention to who was in charge.
I think there was 5 people left.
that was the one I was talking about, and they were just going to
they
kill them.
stopped
Yeah.
sacrificing, and like the system was like, congratulations, you passed the test. And they were they all felt despair.
Yeah.
Except, I mean, and 4 of them died, and then one just left the vault because he was like, he changed his mind about killing himself. He's like, okay, fuck you, and he killed all 4 of them and left. And you don't know what happened to him.
So Enclave,
What about it?
who's the mastermind behind it?
No one knows.
This is a
I have a theory. I think it's the president, the original president, the one that disappeared before the bombs fell.
And the Enclave is a faction, is it not?
Yes.
Okay.
It is. It's like a secret society. It's a cabal of all these philosophers, scientists, politicians, businessmen, bankers, and teachers, and
So
just all
like
sorts
wealthy
of shit.
people.
Wealthy.
Pre-war.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Anyone
Fancy
who's not
Yeah.
pre-war, they deem as, they essentially want to commit genocide to anyone that's not pre-war.
That's the militaristic side of it.
Yeah.
Typically, it's just scientists.
Yeah, and they're just, pre-war people that survived the fallout, and they're like, we're the purists, no one else can be in here except us pure people.
If you are not a pure human, you will be eradicated. That's
they
how they
see-
see the wasteland.
Do they have like some kind of process to see who's?
Oh, they had several processes.
Yeah. Well, so if you were born in the wasteland, you're not a pure human. They would kill you.
Yeah. If you were born post bombs, you were not pure, unless you were in like a vault or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they're fucked.
Yeah.
Everyone just sucks in
Yeah.
in Fallout.
Yeah.
So, in theory, how long would we think it would take for, the land to stop being,
Irradiated.
yeah.
I think it's 25 years.
25 years is the safe threshold in real life.
Well, what
Yeah.
about in game theory here?
In game theory, it was like 5 years because there really wasn't a nuclear winter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so the one that's closest to realism with that is 76 because, it takes place 25 years after the bombs dropped, and you literally just go into West Virginia. And West Virginia didn't get nuked, but like we were talking about yesterday before that shit happened, is that it kind of just, all the radiation kind of just covered all of everywhere.
Yeah. Eventually, it was going to just blanket the planet.
So it still, that area still saw, mutation and evolution from radiation, but it wasn't directly impacted by a nuke. That's why, like, when you play 76, a lot of stuff is still intact or, like, still, functioning. It's not like a literal wasteland, but there's areas that are just decrepit and falling
That's another
apart.
thing I really like about Fallout is the mutations. Like, I think rad stags are cool. They're just like, aren't they like
Deer.
deer and
they're
shit with
deer,
like
but
2
with
heads?
2
Yeah,
heads.
it's cool.
Yeah. Dude,
And
those
they've got
things-
the second head has dead hoofs at the front.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I
they're
didn't notice
just
that.
I was playing Fallout 4 earlier, and I spawned into a location, and immediately a glowing rad stag tried running my fade.
Yeah.
Like, I spawned in, he just starts kicking me, and I just turn around, I'm like, what?
What do you want?
What do you want? Sometimes they'll try and run your pockets for no reason. They just like, hey, let's go with
Hey,
it.
fuck you in particular.
Yeah.
When the Scorched hits you with that dollar store pipe pistol.
Oh, so Scorched is another thing from 76. So there's things in 76 called Scorch Beasts, which are giant irradiated bats.
Yep.
That kind of remind me of the dragons of Skyrim. They just fly around.
That's literally what they were.
That's cool though.
They ripped the dragons out of Skyrim, re-skinned them, and put them in 76.
And they have better flying animations.
They don't really have, fire.
Yeah.
They shoot sound waves at you. but
irradiated sound waves
Yeah.
that fucking hurt.
They also shit over you.
The shit over you.
They do a dive bomb, and they just release all this gas.
Oh, okay.
They
I thought
give-
you said
they
they
carpet-
shit on you.
No, they carpet bomb you with radiation. But
Something.
they released this virus called the Scorched, which Ethan, you can probably explain that better than I can.
Scorched it's a disease from the bats. It was mutated by the radiation after the bombs.
Isn't just a really bad case of rabies?
Yeah. It's
Oh.
really all it is.
I
but
don't
it's like
those
it
words.
functions as a hive mind. Once you're infected, you're connected with all the other Scorch,
Well,
and it's like this own religion too. It's really weird.
that's kind of cool though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
And what I do like about it is the petrified corpses. Like,
Oh yeah.
there's corpses that are just like ash,
like ash and stone
that are just in like these poses, and if you touch them, they'll just fall apart and crumble.
Yeah.
And then there's some scorched that'll like hide among them and try to act like it, but it's like, bitch, you aren't.
I can see you.
It's like they aren't discolored. You know, the ones that are ash and stone are like black and green,
They've got little bitty green glowy bits.
but
That's a little
the
scary.
scorched are like they're like pink and fleshy. So it's like, bitch, I can see you. You're not fooling anyone. You just hit them with a shotgun, then eat their corpse. You know,
Just like
You clearly don't own an air fryer.
yeah.
I have another question.
What's up?
Now, forgive me if I say this name wrong. I did a little bit of research on the game, like early this morning. Kellogg.
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 He's exclusive to
Fuck
Fallout 4.
Kellogg.
Now,
Fuck
what
Kellogg,
I'm
all my
reading
homies hate
here
Kellogg.
is that he does not age.
He's a cyborg.
Okay.
Closest thing to a cyborg.
Okay, so Kellogg is an NPC, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the one that took your son in
In
Fallout 4. He's the bald guy that took
Yeah.
your son and shot your wife.
Oh, yeah, fuck
He's
that
got
guy.
the cool magnum and the cool armor.
All my
plate,
homies
leather
hate-
jacket.
Kellogg.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think his name is John Harvey Kellogg.
I don't know his full
I don't
name.
know his full name. I know his
I
last name's
did some
Kellogg.
research, and he was married to some girl named Ella or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you find
He had
some
a
of that
baby.
out. You find some of that out later. Like his story is kind of just like a bad, like kind of a sympathetic one. He grew up, you know, in the wasteland in like San Francisco, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He grew up in San Francisco.
Golden Gate Bridge.
He grew up in San Francisco. You know, his dad was a mercenary or what, something like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, he didn't really have the best beginning, but his mom tried to do right by him. And then he talks about, you know, meeting this girl and they fell in love. And he's like, honestly, I'm the worst thing that ever happened to her. And they had a kid. And I think they get killed.
The thugs he was running with, you know, income, ended up killing his family.
Ooh.
Yeah. There's dialogue in 4 as you're going through the memories of him.
Mhm.
It's like, I forget what he says. Like something, how did you think this was going to go,
You think you could
Kellogg?
just fuck with us and
we would
run
fuck
away?
with you? And it's this guy
Hallway.
walking down a hallway. He kicks in this door and he's laying down lead.
That's Kellogg. It's young Kellogg.
Yeah.
But
I think that's him going on his revenge arc, like
John Wick. His John
style.
Wick arc, yeah.
Gotcha.
And then he becomes like an independent contractor for the
Yeah.
Institute.
He's a mercenary, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
and when you kill him, he has all these like cybernetic components to him that your character's even like, with all these implants, you were barely human. Like, so I think he was just heavily augmented.
Yep.
Uh,
He's not quite as old as Nate, but he's old.
he's pretty ancient.
Yeah.
Like, because
He's at least 100-something years old.
yes, because of all those augments.
Because if you listen to the radio as he's talking to his mom, you hear that the NCR is being formed and that
Yeah.
settlements are being absorbed.
Yeah,
So
so he's pretty old, but
I just read something that says he doesn't really age.
yeah,
So I was
the
confused.
cybernetic enhancement prevents that. From
no. As soon
happening.
as he
Now-
walks around that corner during the mission, I blow his ass up with the fat man.
every time,
Now,
every time.
I have another question. This is going, I can tell you which one it goes to. Fallout 4.
Mhm.
The kid in the fridge.
Billy.
Now, listen, I did some
Kid in the
research on
fridge,
him,
what the
and I
fuck?
agree with the person that wrote about this.
What?
This kid, Billy, is in a fridge. He got separated from his parents, apparently,
Before the bombs.
before the bombs. And
It's a
apparently,
ghoul kid.
Sorry, it's Indiana Jones style. He hides in a fridge.
Can you talk to this kid?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
whole mission.
Oh,
I watched some videos and stuff on it this morning. Am I supposed to believe this kid was in a fridge for about 200 years?
Yep.
Yeah,
How did he eat?
He
How did
doesn't
he
need to.
drink?
he became a ghoul.
He's a ghoul.
Ghouls don't eat or drink. They don't need to. I'm sure they still experience hunger and thirst, but they just
They
don't.
still feel the sensations of hunger and thirst, but they
cereal
don't
has
need
milk.
to.
Yeah.
Is he friendly?
Yes.
Okay.
The whole
He seemed
mission.
friendly.
The whole mission is to bring him back to his parents, and then this child slaver tries to buy him off of you,
Yeah.
And you're like-
kid,
you're
how
like-
much you want for him?
and you're like, why do you want him? He's like, simple. Ghouls don't need to eat, drink, or sleep.
yeah.
Perfect for slave labor.
Yep.
And I'm like, wow,
That is
what a
awful.
weird thing to say.
I always kill him.
why would you say that?
Yeah, I always shoot him in the fucking face.
If you don't kill him, I think he follows you and he ambushes you at his house,
That's
He
pretty
does.
the
fucked
parents'
up.
house.
I've
Yeah.
done it before, and he does ambush you.
But
and then-
you take him back to his parents, who somehow also survived.
They become ghouls, and his mom is just like, Billy, you're home.
Is that you?
He's like, Mom, Dad, and they're like, oh my
in the
god.
games, the ghouls always talk like they're smokers,
Oh yeah.
chronic
Yeah,
smokers.
the mom
Dude, I
straight up
bet
sounds
their
like
throats are probably fucking dry.
mom
as
straight
hell.
up sounds like Billy, he's home.
What's the matter, smooth skin?
Never
seen a ghoul before.
I love that so much. By the people, for the people. Know what I mean?
Hancock is dope. He's one of my favorites.
Is he a ghoul?
Yeah.
Yes, he's the leader of Good Neighbor.
He's an anarchist.
And 4?
Right up my
Yeah.
alley.
Yeah, it's like, by the people, for the people. You feel me? It's like, that sounds like anarchy. Hey, what can I say?
It works.
Hey, sometimes you, get
got
a
any
little
jet.
What'd you say?
You got me
me jet.
Hey, sometimes you got to deal with some unaccounted for fallout. Fallout 4.
Blow his head off with his shotgun.
I love that. I hope this won't cause any fallout.
between us.
Fallout New
Fallout New
Vegas.
When y'all talk about that, the only thing I can think of is SpongeBob. You know that lady that's in the wheelchair?
Chocolate.
She
That's
looks
how
like a
they
little
sound.
turd.
That's pretty much how they sound.
Chocolate.
I always hated
What?
chocolate.
I can't hear you. You had to speak up. Chocolate. I
right.
haven't had chocolate
I have,
since World War One.
I have another question.
What?
So I was watching this YouTuber. I don't have a name. I'm sorry. I don't pay attention to names. Kagan can tell you that.
Juicehead.
Oh, so some good
TK Mantis.
If you ever want, lore from Fallout YouTubers, Oxhorn's a good one.
Yes.
And Synonymous are two of my favorites.
I'm
I
not gonna
also like
remember
the
this.
Storyteller series.
Storyteller's also a
If
good
you,
one.
It's an actual story. They create their own characters and they go through the lore of the games as they go through their own story.
Pretty cool.
Can we?
It's very entertaining.
Can we explain the children of the lamplight real fast to me?
They're literally just children who somehow survive on their own. Once you turn 18, you were kicked out. They call adults mungos. I think that's it. It's in Fallout 3.
I think so. It's
The,
literally just a
McCready-
settlement full of children.
McCready from Fallout 4.
Yeah, he's in it.
Yeah, he was the
So
leader
they-
of Lamplight.
They blame you for being an adult, and then they kick
No
you out?
adults allowed. Yep.
I think.
So
Kids
it's
only.
literally run by little hooligans.
So,
Yeah.
where do the kids come from?
That's my question.
No, I
Something
watched
make
it.
it
I
make
watched a
sense.
video talking about that. I think in the lore before the bombs fell, it was a bunch of kids on a school field trip with teachers, like escorts and teachers, that found the cave that they stayed in, and just over time they stayed there, and as they turned 18 and whatnot, they would venture out into the wasteland, and they would have kids, and then
They
if
would
the-
just send them back.
they would
to-
send them back to Lamplight to live in Lamplight.
Honestly, that's not bad. Yeah.
Mom,
Yeah,
I would
Dad,
probably do
because
am
that.
I adopted?
because Lamplight was pretty safe.
Yes.
Because Lamplight
Oh,
was pretty
no.
safe. It was big. It was safe. There was a lot of
It's-
people there.
Safe. There was super mutants on the other side of the cave.
Yeah, but that's where they were
Did
safe.
we ever make contact with them?
Super
With
mutants?
the super mutants or the kids?
Both. Did,
Yes.
did the kids and the super mutants meet each other?
The kids, they fight off the super mutants a lot.
What weapons do they have to do so?
Guns?
Assault weapons, grenades, mines.
And
I think
I'm
there's
just
a fat
supposed to
man in there.
believe these people make these children make these things?
I'm sure they.
No, they
find
don't
them.
make them. They
Okay.
trade with them.
Okay, okay.
You know.
And okay, so little side tangent is you said fat man is that
A fat man is a shoulder-mounted nuclear warhead launcher. It's a slingshot
It
on your
shoots.
shoulder.
It shoots mini nukes,
Mini nukes,
which
yeah.
are like
Mini nukes.
this big, and they just are mini nuclear bombs. Just picture a fucking 500 kg from. Just picture 500 kg from Helldivers. Now attach it to a gun.
Gotcha.
Quite interesting. I was just curious because I had a few questions about it, and I was like, things don't add up here, and they don't
Yeah.
add up here or
Yeah.
right here.
What I love about the fat man is the whistle. So someone shoots at you, you can
You
just
hear it in the distance, and it gets louder.
and you're like, oh damn.
Oh fuck! You're frantically looking for it, and by the time you see it, it's like,
You're like, oh.
well,
I s-
shit.
I saw a clip the other day of someone saying, this is the only saved clip I have of Fallout, and he's shooting at some bandits, like from over a hill, and he throws a grenade, and then he looks away and looks back and hears the whistle, and he doesn't see it till it's literally right there. It's just he's like.
It's like the size of a football.
Yeah.
I like the mods that people have been showing where it's you throw mini nukes like footballs.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen those.
And it was the skeleton. And he throws the football at fucking, what was it, Macho Man Randy Savage Deathclaw.
There's one clip where this guy's in a vertibird and he's flying over Quincy. And Quincy, the main boss, has a fat man.
Yeah.
And he shoots at this guy in the vertibird, and you can hear the whistle. You don't see it until it comes into frame, and it's following him, and it hits him directly.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Dude, it's that boss in Quincy's fucked me up so many times because I'd shoot at him,
Yeah.
but he'd hide behind the billboard on the bridge, and then he'd just. And I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounded more like a video that time.
Yeah.
That's what
Okay.
it sounds like.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Ethan, you just made it sound like whenever somebody glitches the game with like 500 fucking mini
Yeah.
nukes.
No, so in the cheat room, there's a mod for Fallout 4 called the cheat room where you can get a minigun that shoots just nukes.
How to melt your gaming console
Dude,
in
I've-
seconds.
I've held it like that, and my screen just went white,
White.
from how many nukes I was
Just
just.
held it up. against the sky.
It's probably over 100.
All right, I got another question. This one is specifically towards super mutants.
Okay.
All right, so I read a thing saying they only capture humans. They don't mess with the ghouls. They don't mess with other super mutants. Why are we only doing humans?
Because they need to increase their army. Are you talking about Fallout 1 with the Master?
I don't know.
You don't know.
So
In
Look,
Fallout.
I
Oh,
read
do you want to do it?
multiple
yeah, so
articles.
super mutants can't reproduce naturally.
Yeah.
They're infertile. They become sterile. I don't even think they have genitals. I
Nope.
think they just kind of disappear. So the only way, the only
balls.
probably no butthole either. But they can't reproduce. So the only way to increase their numbers is to capture people and douse them in FEV to mutate them. And the Master was the boss of the main bad guy of Fallout 1, and it was a guy, I forget his name, Richard Gray or something like that, who was a caravan trader and everything, and they went to the Mariposa military base, which is where the main FEV is at in California.
Fun fact, that's where the Brotherhood of Steel was created.
Mariposa.
Created?
Yeah. So he falls, things go to shit. He falls in the FEB and he crawls out, and he doesn't die. He thought he was going to, and then he passes out and wakes up, and somehow he regained his strength. And as he's trying to escape, a tentacle sprouts out of his stomach and like grabs a rat and like ingests it. And he like, when that happened, his brain like linked its consciousness with the rat,
Oh.
and he could hear all the thoughts of the rat and all this stuff. He basically became a hive mind.
Yep.
For
Yeah.
like whatever. So he
rat
basically
king.
There's a reason he's called the Master.
he literally like melts to a computer and becomes part of a computer that ingests like people. So when you talk to him in game, it's really cool. He has like 4 different voices that speak at once.
Yeah.
Which one is this?
Unity.
Fallout 1.
One.
Yeah. And his whole goal is to I don't know why I said it like that.
Goal.
His whole goal is to turn everyone into super mutants and to live in unity. And then he's one of those people that's like, no, I'm sure of it. He believes that super mutants can reproduce, and he's like very sure of it. And you can convince him otherwise because you later find out, super mutants are wrong. So all you'd have to do is wait for them to die out.
Yep.
And you tell him that, and he's like, what? No, that can't be true. And then you prove he's like, oh, shit. Okay, can you leave me alone now? That's
Didn't he
literally-
kill himself?
I think so. Yeah, he blows himself up in the Mariposa Blaze because you basically... Mariposa Blaze. He basically kills himself because he realizes that all the work he's, worked towards is going to amount to nothing. So he's just like, damn. Well, time to kill myself.
This
You
world
know-
is lovely.
If the Brotherhood of Steel blew up the base after they left, you don't know about the Brotherhood of Steel, do you?
I do.
You do?
I know you
Okay.
said there was a game.
Yeah. The Brotherhood of Steel was created out of the remnants of the old United States Army. Prior to the bombs dropping, they were stationed in the Mariposa military base. They didn't realize they were protecting these FEV experiments. The United States government issued scientists to make prisoners of war into these grotesque, I don't know how to describe them. they weren't super mutants exactly, but they were these
Abominations.
abominations. That's a great word for it. They were abominations. And Captain Roger Maxson figures this out. So he decides to tell his commanding officer, who eventually kills himself out of the grief. He locks himself in his office, shuts the blind, has a mental breakdown, and he just offs himself. And in the chaos, Roger Maxson becomes the commanding officer, so he has to take charge of everything. So he decides to round up the scientists, interrogate them, and execute them one by one.
Oh.
In the process of
That's a
this,
little
he
traumatic.
declares secession from the Union. This is all happening before the bombs fall. The United States government does not answer these secessionist calls. So he gets worried that they're sending forces to just eradicate the base entirely. So he leaves the base, and in the process of leaving the base, he creates this faction called the Brotherhood of Steel. And the whole point of this faction is to preserve old world technology. Okay, backing up a little bit. Before they leave the base, they realize the nuclear bombs are dropping. That's the reason why the United States government did not answer their secessionist call. So he leaves because he knows the base is not going to be safe because nukes are most likely going to hit it eventually, because I guess you could say they were kind of automated targets. I don't know. But they leave the base. He creates this faction called the Brotherhood of Steel, and the whole point of this faction is to preserve old world technology and keep it out of the hands of bad people.
That's cool, though. I like that.
Yeah. Aesthetically, I align with the Brotherhood of Steel because they're cool, but morally, they're they're raiders with power armor.
Yeah, in a military code.
Yeah.
But that's also why the Maxons are so like praised throughout
Yeah.
Fallout, because the Maxons are a recurring theme in pretty much all the Fallout games.
Yeah.
Is they're like the best of the best in terms of Fallout and Brotherhood Steel.
Maxon, the bloodline, they're always elders. They're always the leaders of the faction.
The youngest elder in Fallout is Elder Maxon in Fallout 4. He's 24 and he's in charge of everyone.
Damn!
He killed a Deathclaw when he was 14.
How did he kill the Deathclaw?
Probably shot it a bunch. I don't know.
He was a squire, and squires weren't supposed to be able to engage in combat, but the TV show changed that for some reason. But his squad was ambushed by raiders. He took the raiders out, and this attracted the attention of a Deathclaw, and he took the Deathclaw out with his handgun.
Fuck yeah.
I mean,
He saved the paladin that was leading the group.
hey, fucking, they ain't got shit on Mama Murphy. She killed a Deathclaw with a 10mm pistol and one bullet. That's all it takes.
I think Mama Murphy was this legend before she became a chronic
Legend-
drug addict.
Legend of the Wasteland.
Yeah.
But
She's so sweet.
She's like, you should have seen me in my prime. I killed a Deathclaw with my 10mm and one bullet. And they're like, you need
Yeah,
to lay
right.
off. They're like, you need to lay off the jet.
jet.
Jesus Christ.
I can see the future.
She's like, I need some more drugs. The site lets me see.
Give me some medics.
He's like, and you're like, what else do you got? And he's like, look, kid, bring me some jet and I'll answer your questions.
No, you're gonna kill yourself.
She's like,
Okay.
she goes, okay, and like cry about it.
Cry
Yeah.
about it.
So pretty much what she says.
Kayla, what was your question?
I had a million. Where do you want me to start?
Oh,
Just
just
any
the
of
one you
them?
were about to say.
Just
Sorry,
any
we
of them.
kept rambling, didn't we?
It did,
That's
but-
the
sorry.
that is the
You
point.
bring
If
me
you,
That's what
on, I have
happens.
a
Yeah, we're
million
nerds.
questions.
if you haven't
We love Fallout.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
if you haven't-
love nuclear winter.
if you haven't caught on by now, this is just an episode for Ethan and Kaegan to rant because they've been wanting to talk about this stuff forever.
We've
Yeah,
been
this is
ever
true.
since we heard about the Fallout TV show. We're like, we need to make an episode about Fallout. After we watch the show, we need to talk about it.
Kayla still needs to ask her questions.
Yes, she does. I'm sorry, Kayla. Go ahead.
It's okay. I'm just y'all's guest. It's fine.
That's
You're still part of the episode.
And I was fucking with y'all. Chill. Chill.
I'm sorry.
God, Ethan.
Don't take it
Dumbass.
so personally.
okay. What
Cry
questions you got?
quietly.
I know you said you had a question about power armor. I want to know what that one is.
Okay, so power armor. y'all had expressed to me in the show, like, Cowboy Dude, he's like, hey, I wonder if there's still an issue with the power suit. Let's find out. Boom. Okay, there's still a problem.
Yeah.
In the games, do we ever fix that issue?
No.
Well, so in the games, the armor can break if it takes enough damage.
Yeah.
But that requires a lot of damage.
A lot of damage, yeah.
But in the show, Cooper used to be in the military, and he had a set of, I think, T-45 or something like that.
Yeah, it's T-45.
He had a set of T-45 because that was standard military issue. And there was a design flaw where the welding was weak just below the chest plate. And Cooper found out about that, and he raised hell. He's like, yeah, we lost a lot of good men because of that design flaw. Fuck you guys.
And the guy that he was telling it to was like, oh, whatever.
It's like, whatever.
Well, it
yeah.
wasn't whatever whenever he shot it, so, you know.
And then he shot the dude, and he fucking blew up. His blood splatters out of his helmet. He just...
What did he say? Evidently not.
Yeah,
Or
he
something
goes,
like that.
He goes, you know, I used to have one of those back in my day, and they had a design flaw. You see, the welding was weak. As he's loading his fucking revolver, shotgun, pistol, he's like,
That's
the welding
explosive.
was, yeah, with explosive rounds. He's like, you see, the welding was weak just below the chest plate. Let's see if it's still like that. And he just blind
whips it
fire
out.
shoots one right in the chest, and you just see blood shoot out from their helmet, and he's like, guess not.
Nice.
He goes, I guess not.
Which would make sense because the armor's not the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's little bitty protective bits,
In the-
wrists, legs,
In the
feet.
game, Fallout 4 specifically, whenever you have power armor, you're like
You're a
parts
tank.
of the power armor can
Break.
break.
Yes.
Can you fix them? And
Yeah,
if
you can repair them.
If you can you like mix and match parts?
Yeah.
That was my next question.
You can?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
That's fucking cool.
I don't know
So
how to
are you
repair
gonna-
them though. Like if they're already broken, I don't know how to put them on and repair them.
Okay. If
So-
you're in a sorry,
No, you're
can I answer this real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're in a power armor station, just get out of your power armor. Go to like you're going to modify it. You should be able to press Y and hit repair.
Well,
you
no,
have to
so
have
like-
enough resources to do it. Though.
No, so like if it's damaged, that's one thing. But if the piece is broken, and it's like you can't re-equip it because it's broken.
It's still in your inventory. Of
Jake,
the
are you
power
looking
armor.
this up?
Yeah, but you
Oh,
can't.
no, no,
it
no.
won't let me
Okay.
fix it. Like if I take it off, it'll let me put it back on
Is this on PC or Xbox?
Xbox.
Okay. After this, I'll show you how.
Okay. 'Cause-
Jake, are you going to go doing this now? When you fight a death claw?
I'm still gonna throw hands with it, honestly.
Okay.
Based. Absolutely based.
Yeah.
That was my question
Play
for
some
you,
Johnny
so-
Cash.
Yeah. Some
Which
Billy
Johnny
Joe.
I
Cash
fell
song.
into the burning ring of fire as it throws you 3 blocks away.
Well,
It will pick you up in the armor and throw you.
I've seen a clip.
You have
It kind of just picks you up, looks the other way, and then just full on shoulders.
Just says,
Like, fuck you.
Sorry.
Fuck you.
What's
Yeah.
your question, Kayla?
which one do you want me to go to?
Any of them.
Whichever
Hey.
one.
How many do you have left? Do you know?
Do you really
Millions.
want to know?
I do.
Okay, hold
Oh, she's got a list.
on.
She did tell. You said 15.
Yeah, that was a lie. That was just on one
What the
Yeah.
one
fuck?
note.
What?
Where's
I
my
appreciate
notes?
you actually researching this stuff, though.
Yeah,
1,
Jake.
2, 3,
Yeah,
4,
that
5,
wasn't a jab
6,
at you.
Dude, if all of us were
9,
talking,
10.
this would be 3 fucking hours, dude.
Yeah.
Oh well, it'll be our longest episode.
I'm
to date.
learning, okay? Nothing says we can't do this again when I have more knowledge and I'm talking
Yes,
about it.
please. I'm
Yeah.
down.
I have
Yeah.
22 questions left.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Ask away.
Okay, I just want to say we're like an hour and 30 minutes in.
I don't have to do all 22 because they're gonna.
Here's the
they're gonna
thing.
take
Here's
a
the thing.
while.
We can run for as long as we want to.
Let's do a 3-hour episode.
I
I
don't
got
think
work
that's
tomorrow.
necessary.
I have to edit this tonight.
I do. Yeah.
We
But
can end it here if needed.
we don't have to end it here.
We can ask a couple more and go on for
Let's
a little
do
bit longer.
okay. Let's do 3 more questions.
That's fine. Okay. Super. Don't look at me like. Makes
And then
me anxious.
and then to be continued. We'll do
Um,
another one.
We will.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
by the time we do another one, I will have played the game, watched the show. I'll have more thoughts on
You
it.
quit playing Helldivers and played Fallout, you'd actually get somewhere, Jake.
Listen, Helldivers is fun.
It is.
I
All
won't
right,
go.
Caleb.
Kagan won't let me play.
You should let it play Trivial.
Anyways, Kayla,
keep
what's
getting
up?
off track.
Yeah, what's up?
First of all, I would like to say, someone's gonna have to tell me what to YouTube for Helldivers. I just want to watch a video.
Just
of
look up
how it works.
Helldivers. Just watch. Just look up Helldivers
I'm in a
on
good
YouTube.
YouTuber.
This episode is not about Helldivers.
Yeah, it's not. Going back. Okay, super mutants. I read a possible false article.
Mm-hmm.
You can reverse the super mutant effects.
You can. There's a ex-Institute scientist named Virgil. He hides out in the glowing sea in a cave. He literally developed a serum to reverse the effects of super mutant
Tony
mutations.
Stark built
So,
this in a cave.
Why
Well, a
does
box
he
of
not share
scraps.
all of that and cure everyone?
Well, it's experimental.
It's experimental, but that's a question I had because if you give him the cure after you destroy the Institute and he reverses the effects, the Brotherhood of Steel will still order you to kill him.
What I find funny is you give him the cure and he cures himself while still in the glowing sea. It's like, how you gonna get out, nerd?
That's a great way to fuck yourself.
It's like in the scene in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs where he used the spray on shoes. And then
Stop.
the Brett guy's like,
Don't bring
how
it
you
up.
gonna get him off, nerd? It's like, how you gonna get out? That was my phone, fell. It's like...
Hey, we haven't had one of those in a while.
It's like, dude, why would you do that you're a super mutant. You were literally immune to radiation.
Let me
Walk
escort you out of the glowing sea.
and then cure yourself. And come stay at Sanctuary Hills where you can create a cure.
I will give you all the necessary resources to make it happen.
Bro, I've got mods that let me have unlimited resources. Just tell me what you need
I
and
literally
I will make it.
spawn them out of thin air.
Out of my Pit Boy pocket.
I am a
Exactly.
literal god in this, and you can ask me anything and I can make it within the engine's capability. Yes. Kayla.
So, next question. This says that this was an Easter egg. Aliens?
I saw that.
That's a constant
The
between Fallout games.
Zedans.
The what?
The Zedans. That's what they're called.
I was not going
Zedans.
to even attempt to say it. So
I know you
just
can
said
kill one and
aliens.
take his alien blaster.
Yeah. But
So
that's a
why-
constant.
Why are the aliens here? What do they want?
Nobody knows.
Can you
There's a
speak
theory
to
that
them?
they started the Great War.
Yeah, I've heard about that one, but they're a constant through all the Fallout games.
They're planning something.
Something, yeah.
Do we believe they might be in the next game?
Yep. They're
Probably.
always in the games.
Yeah.
So
Are they
are
in
an
Fallout
Easter egg.
76? I know the
Oh
Flatwoods
yeah,
monster
they have a
is.
whole event based around aliens. They literally invade Appalachia.
I
There's
think
UFOs and everything in the sky. There's alien mechs and shit.
Sorry.
God, Kagan.
Sorry, my fucking shit at the table. I still think 76 is the best map out of all the Fallout
I
games.
agree.
It's such a
It's
good
very
map.
vibrant, very big.
There's so much shit in it. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That actually brings me to my last question.
Hmm?
So I see there are a bunch of islands, maps, whatever.
Mhm.
Which one is the best one out of y'all's opinion? Because I see online everyone has their own opinion, and just curious on which yours
76
are.
is probably my favorite map.
Let me think about this.
People are like, New Vegas is the best map. My brother in Christ, it is literally a
A
desert
desert.
with nothing in
New
it.
Vegas is the bottom of the totem pole for me.
Just
3,
boring.
just green.
I've
Very
noticed
barren.
that. Why is 3 so fucking green? New
It's
Vegas is
just a
yellow.
Sickly green. New
New-
Vegas is piss yellow. 3 is
Vomit green.
vomit green, and 4 is like sunshine, lollipops, and
It is, dude.
rainbows.
If you look at the aspect ratio of each one, New Vegas is like Breaking Bad. It's got this yellow tint to everything.
Y'all should use that for the clip,
Fallout
by the
Green,
way.
Fallout. I just called it Fallout Green. Fallout 3.
yeah.
Fallout 3. Everything is just green and gross looking, and it's just like it makes it. I think that's one reason I don't want to play it is because of how green everything
I
is.
can understand that.
I'm just
yeah.
like,
it gets old.
And then Fallout 4 is just bright. It's like, oh wow, there's not piss green or vomit yellow. It's
Piss green. That's interesting.
green or
I was
vomit
like,
yellow?
piss
Vomit
is supposed to
yellow?
be green.
I'm doubling down. I fucked up and I'm rolling with this. Piss green or vomit yellow. It's actually like the sun is out. I can see things. Holy shit! It doesn't look depressing.
Oh wait, can I ask one more question?
No.
Yes.
What's that?
Okay.
Yes.
This was a very important question for me because when I was playing Fallout 4, it didn't make any fucking sense.
I know
okay?
what she's about to ask.
What am I about to ask?
So, what is a fallout?
Well, you see, fallout is the after effects of nuclear radiation after the bombs detonate.
It is literally nuclear fallout.
Yeah.
Anyways,
here's the question.
Nuh-uh.
You are frozen. Obviously, we went over this. your husband shot, assuming you play as from the woman's perspective,
Mhm.
you're the only one alive.
In the vault.
Yeah. Fucking why?
The cryogenic stasis malfunctions. You were only saved because your father, well, not your father, your son,
son.
Sean, who is referred to as father in the Institute, saves you. Purely as an experiment to see what you would do in the wasteland.
See how you.
So my
fare.
kid really don't give two fucks
Nope.
about me?
No, he's a
I
sociopath.
kill Sean every chance I get.
It's like, yeah, you're my son, but you're a fucking dickhead.
Yep.
That's kind of hurtful.
Okay, if you don't know what the Institute is, it's minus the synths. They possess all the resources to literally revive the wasteland across the world.
And they choose not to.
They possess teleportation. They can fabricate food. They can give clothes. They can build shelters.
They can make fucking
They can
people.
give you clean water. But they focus all of that on creating fake robots.
They could literally go to the surface and be the saviors of the world. But they're like, no, let's make fake people.
Yep.
Let's make doppelgangers.
What a
They
waste.
They
lit- so-
tried saving the wasteland. They sent a diplomat, which was a synth, to a Commonwealth provisional government meeting in Diamond City. This thing snaps and kills everyone.
It's like, that was your first mistake. Send an actual fucking person.
Yep.
I think they're just all antisocial fucking autistic stupid people. They're like, no.
Yeah, that's
no s-
exactly what
no
they are.
social interaction. Let's send robot guy to do it.
They view wastelanders as inferior. It's always this
It's always this
superiority
holier-
complex.
This fucking holier than thou kind
Yeah.
of thing. It's like,
You live
oh,
underground. you are not special.
You eat fake meat. You,
You
fucking
do.
fake people.
Oh man, is supplement 192 not on the menu anymore? That one was my favorite.
No, you got spam.
Yeah, and they're like, I'm sorry, supplement 192 is out of stock.
If you have a complaint, please issue a complaint to the director. Have a nice day.
I know I said that was my last question, but I have another one.
I don't care.
Here, let's hear
Ask
it.
away.
Jake, I am so sorry.
Jake's ready to be done with
fun.
this. He
No,
doesn't
no,
care.
I'm
No,
done.
I love this episode.
I don't think you
You're a
do.
liar.
No, I enjoy it. I am learning. Okay, I am interested.
Yeah.
I think Jake's the only one that doesn't want to be here, right?
What are you talking about? I want to be here. I do. I promise.
I totally want to be here.
Thank you.
Yes. And I like hearing you guys be fucking
Nerds.
nerds.
Ramble.
Yeah.
I get no bitches.
Ramble about
Yeah,
my
we
high
know.
But the
We've
more
done
you
for a
think,
hot
the more you
minute.
think,
Yeah.
damn, dude. The more you think about it,
Ethan, I was just kidding, man.
No,
the more you think about it, though, there really isn't a reason for Kayla and I to be here because you guys could just talk about this for hours.
agree.
We really could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Good
originally,
one-on-one sesh.
Well, that's like you and Adam with the tag on
yeah,
Titan.
originally this was supposed to be one of our first one-off episodes where it was supposed to be
Two
the
people.
two of us,
Yep.
which was Kaegan and Ethan for this one, but we decided against it, and we did this instead.
I'm actually glad you guys decided to tag along and ask questions.
I want people to ask questions so I
Yeah.
can explain it. Because if me and Ethan, yeah, we can bounce off each other, but it's like, it's good to give people that don't know about it some
But
insight.
there's only so much that me and Kagan can talk about because we know everything about the games.
Right.
We're like, yeah, you know how they're like that? And you're like, yeah.
I mean, we could theorize about future installments, but that's pretty much it.
That
And
is
then-
something I want to ask y'all after she asks her question.
I mean, I'm kind of just here to learn and also to kind of keep us on track for this.
Yeah.
That's it.
Kayla, what was your question? You had another one.
Okay. Here we go.
Ah,
Great question.
Okay.
Let me answer.
So, the
Ah!
Brotherhood.
Just go ahead. Sorry.
What's the answer to this question? Great choice.
Yeah.
Ask the fucking question.
Okay, so in Fallout 4, you can, go with the Brotherhood and all.
Based.
What?
Based.
Oh, okay.
The only correct choice.
Why would the Brotherhood of Steel rebuild Liberty Prime? Because I saw a picture of him. He's pretty.
To
in his
fuck
prime.
shit up.
Exactly. That is exactly the answer you
But,
To
like,
needed
fuck
to
if-
hear.
shit up.
What if things go south with this? What was the backup plan? Did we have one? Did we
Liberty
consider-
Prime was the backup plan.
He is literally the failsafe.
I'm wondering what if this goes wrong.
Okay, Liberty Prime is like the poster boy for the Brotherhood of Steel.
He's just
If
kinda
you take out
terrifying.
Liberty Prime, you are in danger. You know why?
Why?
I don't know. Liberty Prime is literally the Brotherhood of Steel's best weapon, so I don't know where I was going with that.
He is literally
I-
an engineering
Now,
marvel. Man
this
throws
is Liberty Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
man
He's
throws
pretty
football,
terrifying, man.
throws nukes like footballs, and has a giant laser beam.
Better dead than red.
So do you actually end up fighting him?
No,
or
he-
is it
no.
he just aids you?
No,
There
Well,
is no
I say A.
fighting Liberty Prime. There is dying.
I've tried to fight him, and he straight up just
Instantly
incinerates.
vaporizes shit.
Hey, shit
Super
ass.
mutant behemoths, he will pick them up by the head and ragdoll toss them.
I loved
That
that,
is
dude. On the way to
great to
CIT,
know.
a behemoth runs out, and he just grabs it by the head and throws it, and it
Yeah.
dies.
Lord.
In the middle of battle, as he's advancing towards the Institute's location, he stumbles upon an old American monument. He stops what he's doing and he says, "Monument detected." And he literally just salutes for like 5 seconds. And he goes back to tearing shit up.
He goes, "Hold up, boys.
He's a very patriotic good boy.
Okay, back to it." Dude, Liberty Prime and Helldiver.
He-
shit would go crazy.
He would fuck ass. I'm not even lying. The automatons would shit their britches.
He'd go, "Hey, shit ass. Death is a preferable means to communism." I mean, the robots are communists, aren't they? So-
They're socialists, so yeah,
Yeah.
same thing.
yeah, I love his catchphrases too. Quoting American poet Robert Frost.
Yeah.
And he just says a quote from him, and then he just goes back to what he's saying.
I mean, he'll be shot a few times, and he barely flinches. And he'll look at whoever's shooting him, and it's just gone.
yeah.
And he's got this nuke pack of like football-sized nuclear warheads, and he throws it like a football.
Jesus Christ.
yeah, he'll just.
So
This is the most American weapon
so
that ever existed.
in other words, you're saying he is him.
He is him.
In the wasteland, he is him.
Oh, and after the mission where you destroy the institute with him, the Brotherhood just keeps him around. He just walks around
He
where they
patrols the air base.
stay, that they're in, and he just says quotes as he does. He's
Yeah.
just
He's he's a nuclear deterrent.
he
Nice,
is.
nice.
That was my favorite mission, is activating Liberty Prime. Just
Yeah.
because I love him so
If
fucking
you
much.
play the Pacific Rim theme as he's coming online, it's goosebump worthy.
So even
Bump worthy.
he's so fucking powerful that even in the mission where you destroy Liberty Prime, you have to destroy him before he's even turned on. You have
Oh
to
yeah.
like if you're with I think it's the railroad, isn't it?
The railroad, you hijack his programming, and he targets the Pridwin. It's the big air blimp,
Yeah.
and he shoots it with his laser, and it just explodes.
yeah.
But with the Institute, I think you can do the same thing, or you can either blow him up by himself.
I have
Yeah.
a question about the railroad, but I can't remember what it is.
The dumbest faction that ever existed in
Noted.
They are synth sympathizers.
They would rather liberate computer terminals
Synth-
than fight the Institute.
Synthesizers.
Synthesizers, yeah.
I thought
Synthesizers.
you said simp. I was like,
I just
I'm
are-
funny.
They do be
That's funny.
simping for they do be simping for synths.
They
who
really
said
are.
they're funny? Is
Me.
it you or him?
Me.
Look, he stole my line.
Because it's true.
When I tell
You
a
stole
joke,
you stole her joke?
Yeah.
How dare you?
That's what all good comedians do, okay?
do they? Because you know when I tell a dad joke, I'll
those are
say,
awful.
See, I'm funny.
Those are universally
they are
awful.
Great. They are great dad jokes.
No.
You just.
I
need-
lose brain cells every time you say one.
That's painful.
Make like a dad.
You
and
might as
leave.
well
And
just.
Truth
never
hurts.
come back.
Truth
Might as well
hurts.
just
Hey.
stab me.
I got a question for y'all.
No.
Too bad. For future installments of Fallout, what do y'all think would be a cool location to choose?
Kansas.
Arkansas.
I
No,
have
I think
a
Montana.
weird take.
What?
I think
Wait, did you
I
say
think
Louisiana?
it would be cool
Yeah.
if one
Kansas.
of the vaults was underwater.
There
And
was supposed to be an underwater vault in Fallout 4, but it was cut.
I want
Why?
a location kind of like
Rapture?
BioShock's Rapture
That's literally what it
That
was
would be-
going to be.
That would be awesome. Like
Yeah.
with mutated sea creatures and fish people. That would, I would love that.
The Overseer was going to be a giant octopus.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea why they cut it. Either time constraints or they were just
So
they overdid it.
They were
I don't
gonna
know.
add. There was gonna be a 300-foot tall glowing ghoul named like not Beanpole, but something like that. It was something pole.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be just this gigantic glowing one that had a horde of ghouls falling around it, and it would eat them, and then they would fall out of its stomach too. But I
It
think
would fall out.
yeah. But I think
I think we should end it here.
I think
Hardy,
they got rid of
hard.
it because of game mechanics. It just it was too buggy to
Yeah.
function. But I've seen concept art of it and like in-game models of it. That thing is fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Because it's just like a giant melted. It's like a ghoul that looks like it's melting, and it's just huge.
Why would it be big though?
It was just a giant mutated. It was supposed to be like a giant radiation beacon that ghouls would kind of flock to.
Lamp.
Lamp, yeah.
The lamp.
Sorry, you were asking about the railroad.
Oh, I told you I couldn't remember.
Oh.
Well,
I think we wrap it here.
I can
Kagan?
go look at the notes, but I know
Well,
we've been.
Kagan or
Yeah.
Ethan, do you guys want to like say anything else before we end the
Oh.
episode? Is there anything you
Watch the Fallout show.
Oh,
It's
so-
good.
Someone was talking about on Instagram. I was talking about for Fallout 5, it should take place in Memphis, Tennessee, and there should be a ghoul dressed like fucking King Baldwin with the metal mask that he ruled the fucking Bass Pro Pyramid, and they said put
Yeah, I
some
saw that. I
put some
saw
at-
that.
put some atomic riverboats, some gator claws, and some other mutated things, and you get yourself a cave. And I'm like, honestly, I think that would go pretty fucking hard.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
A Fallout in the fucking bayou with a bunch
Yeah.
of
I was asking Kayla earlier if she had said something about Louisiana. I don't think she did.
I did
But I
not.
think a Fallout game in Louisiana would be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
or something with the Everglades.
Yeah.
Were just giant.
Or Florida or
Yeah.
something.
Appalachia
Florida, man.
is a great location.
No, it is. It's got I love the Cranberry Bog. I think that place is cool.
Yep.
I think all of it's cool, dude.
I don't think that will go very well.
What?
A bog.
A bog?
It
No, there is.
exists.
It exists,
Yeah.
and it's cool.
It's not a safe place, but it
Yeah,
exists.
I know. Well, there's spiders.
We have yet to see a mutated spider.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what my concern was about when y'all were talking about.
There's
I was like,
rad scorpions that kind of resemble spiders, but they're just giant
they're
scorpions.
just big scorpions.
I got a funny story for y'all from 76. I was playing one time, and I came across a deathclaw, like just this cave. It's literally just markered as cave. You go in, and a deathclaw claws out of the ground, and I was not near a high enough level to fight this fucking thing.
Scares the shit
So
out
I
of you.
ran outside, and there was this bus that I ran into to hide.
Yeah.
And guess what comes flying over? A fucking scorch beast. So the deathclaw and the scorch beast have a fucking turf war while
Oh,
I'm just in
hell
the bus
yeah.
going, ah, as they're just fucking duking it out. I'm just like, and I can't run because they were causing such like just collateral damage that every time I'd run out, I would just die. So it's just like, I just had to crouch, go,
Did
ah.
this bus in particular belong to the children of the atom?
No, it was
No.
just a bus.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I had to crouch and just pray. I was like, please go
Man.
away.
Did they ever leave?
No.
Oh, so
I
what'd
don't
you
know.
do?
I don't know how I got out of there. I think I just waited till it got quiet, and I
The-
just fucking bolted.
when NPCs fight each other, the damage output is nowhere near what it should be because it takes fucking forever for NPCs to kill each other.
Yeah, they were whacking the shit out of each other, and I think I just had to wait till they got far away so I could just
Yeah.
bolt out of there because I wasn't gonna be able to take on
That
either
is
of those things.
most Terrifying.
Oh,
you
yeah.
have no idea.
I do not.
You
were
really should
correct.
learn.
You really
I'm
should.
trying. I
Jake,
just.
you are.
What? Do what?
You are learning.
I am learning. I'm gonna take all this knowledge, and then whenever I see these things in the game, I'm gonna be like, I know
I know
this.
this. I know this. I'm gonna
Tell
try
me
it
about
this way.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I look forward to having another like a part 2 of this where Kayla and I are probably more involved and we know a lot more, and we've actually played and watched the stuff, so we can be a little bit more involved. But I think this was nice.
In part 2, I want to talk in depth about the Brotherhood of Steel. I feel like I could have communicated that better.
I
It's
do
alright.
have a ton of questions about them, so when we do part 2, we can definitely
I can
incorporate
definitely answer them.
them.
I'm
I
a
hope
Brotherhood
so.
of Steel fanatic.
Dude, you are such a fucking rat with that. I'm gonna explain why because I told you when we were playing Fallout. I'm like, man, I like the Brotherhood of Steel, and you said I was
Okay.
a fucking moron, and I said why, and you were like, because they're a bunch of nerds, they're a bunch of fucking
When I
militaristic nerds, and then you met this fucking group of role players in 76 who role played as the Brotherhood of Steel. You got involved, and then you became super into it, and since then, it's been like a complete 180. So don't you sit here and lecture me with your $30 haircut.
Actually, it was 40. Anyway, as I was
Hey,
saying,
it's a nice haircut.
thank you,
It's
You're
okay.
welcome.
thank you. When I first
Jake.
met you, I was coming off of that angsty teenage high.
You
So
were
I was-
20. You were-
I was still,
Listen, he didn't have the proper education yet.
I had just graduated homeschooling. I think. When was this?
I don't know.
Wait, when you first
A
met
while
them?
ago, but it wasn't like when I first met you. It was a while ago, though.
How did-
No,
I
I
can-
graduated homeschooling in 2020.
I have
Yeah,
a
you
question.
You
What's your
weren't in
question?
school when I met you.
Not Fallout related in the slightest. How does a homeschool graduation work? Do you buy a gown or have a makeshift gown and
Do
then
you
walk
walk
down
down
your
your
stairs
hallway?
and then you walk down your hallway? They play
Okay.
like a song on
The
the
whole
speaker or something.
school I went to was literally a backwoods church.
Oh,
That's not
It
homeschool
looked-
then.
No, it was a homeschool program. I had no idea how the state government recognized it as official education programming. I don't know. Because it did not look like it was up to code. It looked like it was dilapidated.
Fallout.
Yeah.
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 Hey,
But
look
I
at that
did
full
not-
That's
circle.
just a glimpse of what it would have been.
I did not go to any sort of like graduation ceremony or anything. They just mailed me my diploma.
Hey, same.
Yeah. My dad wanted me to go.
No,
but
no. Kagan and I, we did graduate in person. I'm talking about my associate's degree. I just had it mailed to me.
I did
Yeah.
too. I didn't go to my
Yeah,
graduation.
yeah.
I didn't even realize I didn't even know what day the graduation was. I just was like, oh hey. I just opened the mail one day. I'm like, oh hey, my degree is cool.
I've been looking for
Nice.
that.
I'm going
Alrighty,
to
guys.
tuck this away and never look at it again.
Well, this was fun. I think Kagan and Ethan really had a lot of fun with this one.
I did. I love doing this.
I
do it again.
loved it. I do hope that next time that I am invited, Adam is the one in crisis and I can take his spot.
Well, with
Adam
the
does
part-
not give a shit
with-
about Fallout.
With the part 2, we'll definitely make sure it's the 4 of us again.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
In case one of us falls off and one
Just
of us
kidding,
stays.
Adam. If you hear this, I was just joking around.
No, she
man.
wasn't. She
Yes,
wants
I
to
was.
replace you forever.
No.
No. Okay.
If I was here forever, I would make some awful dad jokes. So be glad I'm a guest.
Yeah, I can't wait until she's not here anymore.
You look like you hate my dad jokes.
do. I've said several times.
What
Can we
about my
edit this
tequila
last
one?
part out?
Good pause.
Awkward silence.
Damn, we gotta finish this before.
Can we cut that out?
Yes, I'm gonna cut it out. We just
Okay.
gotta close and plug our socials.
Well, guys, please watch the podcast. The guys upload every Wednesday?
Every other week now. It's every
Every-
2 weeks, I think.
Every other week on a Wednesday.
Yep.
Mhm.
Great podcast. Please give them a thumbs up.
Yeah, we need some. We need some comments from you guys. You guys got to tell us what you want to hear, what you like, what you don't like, to help us improve upon what we're doing here.
Please, for the
Comment,
love of
like,
God,
subscribe.
engage.
That's partially our bad because we haven't been plugging engagement as much, but definitely
Comment,
it would
like,
help.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
You can
Share.
follow us on Twitter or X.
Twitter.
As
Twitter.
Adam
Wait, is
says.
Twitter called
Yeah.
X now?
It is. So
Fucking
Fucking lame.
X,
Whose idea was that?
Elon
Insta-
Musk.
yeah.
Why?
X, Instagram, or TikTok, I think, but we don't know how long that's gonna last.
Yeah, with the current
So-
state of things.
TikTok, they just refused to outsource the company to
America.
the United States.
The-
So
the
there's
fou-
still going to be a thing, just not in the United States.
The-
So if you get
I
a
was gonna say.
VPN and you outsource your connection to somewhere outside of the United States, you can still have access to
They
Yeah.
did
TikTok.
just sign
We'll
a
see about that.
ban.
The founder
so-
straight up
Yeah.
said, "I'd rather go bankrupt than sell it to America." So it's like, okay, damn.
I mean,
We,
I don't
um,
blame them. That is their thing. That's their baby. I would rather go
But it's like
bankrupt as well.
they say it's full of Chinese propaganda. I've never seen Chinese propaganda in there.
I've never once seen anything like that. All of my stuff now is about my books.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to
I
cut
watch
that part out
movies.
too.
Anyways,
Okay.
you can find our podcast on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
And I think with that, that's the end of the episode.
This video is sponsored by BetterHelp.
It's really
No,
not.
it's not.
I wish, but it's not because I don't believe in therapy. But,
So we'll catch you in the next one.
we'll catch you on the flip side.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye, assholes.
Bye-bye.
Oh, that's so mean.